stream.
Hell yeah.
Free flowing streams.
Sure. Just streaming it out.
Oh yeah.
Fat pipe.
Fat pipes.
I'm streaming all through.
Hey, it's red already.
When I'm streaming, you know it's alright.
Stream health.
Welcome to StreamHealth.com. Brought to you by the BMFcast.
That's a pee joke, isn't it?
Sure.
I swear, I'm just going to delete this profile and redo it at some point.
Sure.
Because now I just get this encoding overloaded the whole fucking time.
Go back to the number again. And see, make sure it's not just not keeping the setting.
It's not what?
I was just making sure it wasn't like jack it back up.
Hey, there's 2 people watching. Not right now.
Well, just tell them we'll be back in a second. Like
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Dun, 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 dun. Blah.
There we are. Look at us. Look at how handsome we are.
you must be watching a different channel.
I was talking about me and myself.
Oh.
I was talking about Sam Elliott
Mm-hmm.
and Peter Weller. That guy who's in Buckaroo Banzai.
What? Why are you shaking your head?
And also
John Lithgow?
I don't
RoboCop.
YouTube is not receiving. Oh, no, it's fine.
Right, so I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it just great.
I don't know, man. I don't know much about computers.
I know what you mean.
Boy,
Computer.
did that smoke good.
Computers. Who needs them? Let's go back to paper.
No.
All right.
I'm
back to
invested in the
papyrus.
digital future.
Stone tablets.
Stablets.
Are we recording?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're ready to make podcasts.
We should just podcast.
Oh,
then.
my podcast.
We usually wait a couple.
I know, but you know,
Nope.
we got a time thing, so
No, just make it happen.
let's
man.
just do it.
All right. Well, shit's gone red again.
Did anyone
So-
tweet it?
No, I was waiting to see if the
We might.
It just fucked up again. Just
Oh,
seriously. Now it's just completely offline again.
Is it?
the fuck stream complete.
The fuck?
Well, what'd you do last time?
Stopped it and started
That's
it.
what I just did.
Hey, it looks like it's back. Oh, wait.
Stream resumed.
Give me a sec.
Okay,
Check
Roger that.
Roger, Roger. That's from Star Wars. Episode 1, the best one.
Ah,
Because it was the first one,
spoiler.
chronologically.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Right back. We had people watching, and they left.
Well,
I'm still watching.
Now we have one watching now.
It's me.
One watcher. Who watches the Watchers, men? Podcast.
Podcast.
We should just stop doing live streams.
It works fine for no quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
and it's
totally-
offline. Oh,
Yeah.
now it's, oh, look at that. High quality images. Oh, no, now shit. This is fun. It's like, So what's up, gents?
How's it going now?
It says bad.
Oh, perfect. We're the bad movie theme. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're not dropping frames now.
I would hope not. Look at that. Look at it. It looks great.
Look at that.
Look at that shit. It looks great. There's Peter Weller up there. There's Sam Elliott looking all like sullen with a
That's not
gun.
the stream, though. It doesn't matter what that looks like.
I'm trying to convince everyone else that it's fine.
Are you looking at the monitor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks great.
Let's
PJ's wiping his head. It looks great.
Now we're green.
Get my hair right.
Super green?
Oh, super green. That's from The Fifth Element.
Update.
This is
Good.
this is a
Stream is healthy.
Fun new game we're playing.
Yeah, just name the movie that the reference is coming from.
So is this our actual tweet here from 2 minutes ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you tweeted? I didn't even see it.
I tweeted.
Who tweeted?
Man, there wasn't even any Bob Seger on the soundtrack. God damn it.
I know. That's why would you?
Yeah, it came out the year before.
I mean, you can license Jimi Hendrix. I think you can get Bob Seger.
You would think.
I mean, at first I was going to be mad if it was in the movie because I was like, that was just in Beverly Hills Cop 2. That's not fair, but...
Oh, that's why they didn't do it.
Yeah, but why would they call the movie that? There really wasn't a shakedown.
That's kind of the crux of the entire movie.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Not really.
Yes?
Yeah, that's the driving force of the entire movie, Chuck.
Nah.
Do you know what a shakedown is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Don't know if you do.
Not sure you do.
It's a quiver bag.
He's bringing Quiver back. Yeah.
Yeah!
Them other cop. How to
Ah,
act.
we're in red again.
Yeah! It's because I shut off the monitor.
Nothing's changed on this side. Well, okay, as soon as I said that.
Bump it down to 4,000.
I don't think it matters. I mean, if it drops to 0, what the
No,
fuck does
we're not doing
4,000
anything right now, so bump it. Humor me.
All right. Saying.
It's not like we need high definition us. Send that out in 480p, yo. So people can stream it on their Wii.
Hmm.
Through that component cable.
I don't know if you can get a Wii online anymore.
You can't?
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
Ah, you can get a Wii online. I could get it just fine. It'd be great.
Well, how will you answer...
Wii online.
How will you answer their little quizzes every day?
Oh, they shut that shit down a long time ago.
What? That was the only reason I turned mine on for like a year.
Yeah.
I was like, cats or dogs? This is tough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, fuck it. We're just going with it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow or next time, I'll just delete this profile and everything, and
I'll remind you on
redo it.
Sunday when I come over.
Yeah.
All right.
Or tomorrow.
And
Or tomorrow.
and maybe we'll try it. We'll do a little test
Okay.
stream.
Man, got to watch a Doctor Who episode tomorrow.
You should do that.
I already
Yeah.
did.
This side of the table's already watched it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Homework's already done. I'm going to be valedictorian of Who You.
Yeah? Yeah? Oh, man. Shit your place.
Pretty much. And there it comes back again for no discernible reason.
Wow.
I mean, that, like, I think it literally hit stop on the stream
Yeah.
and started it again.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Let's just go. Nothing we can do.
Yeah. Sorry.
Podcast.
If it drops, it drops. We'll try to fix it for next week.
Yep.
So
It's all right.
you can listen to the tape.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
All right.
fucking terrible. I just want to say, it looks great right now on my screen.
I know.
Like crystal clear.
Yeah.
Fucking internet.
Stop saying that. Every time you say that, it drops again. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey! BMFcast.
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 Episode 415.
Number.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of this here at BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. I get 1 to 5 Jacksons and Robot Jocks.
All
Robot
right.
Jocks.
Yay.
However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in the trash bags on which they belong.
Dumpster juice.
Got about you.
Yes.
So I don't know what led us to this movie other than, you know.
It just came out on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's a reason. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shout Factory just released Shakedown from 1988, starring Peter Weller and Sam Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched it.
Yeah, we did.
All right. Let's rate it.
Directed by BMFcast alum
Right.
James Glickenhaus.
Mm-hmm.
Who had the most scintillating introduction before the movie.
He's
Yes.
like, hey,
Hi.
I'm James Clickenhouse.
He hyped man the fuck out of this movie.
They
made
caught
this-
him while he was getting his tires rotated. He's just like,
the Ferrari
I
dealership.
got 5 minutes.
I
Yeah,
made
sure.
this movie called Shakedown, and
Watch it.
you're gonna watch it.
They don't make movies like this anymore. So please enjoy.
James Clickenhouse is going to
Shakedown.
listen to that. He's going to be like, man, somebody reviewed Shakedown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to listen to this. He's going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I
they
was
reviewed
really
this movie.
excited.
They don't review movies like this anymore.
I don't sound like Kermit.
But anyway, he also made McBain.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Not
director of
Bulletproof,
Oh.
starring McBain.
No.
No, this was McBain with
Right.
Christopher Walken.
Yes.
Which
McBain.
we were eh.
Yeah, we
On.
definitely
That was an
were.
movie.
A lot of people are a lot higher on McBain than we are.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
That is an unmemorable movie in every way.
I will probably spoil it and say this is a lot better than McBain.
I think
Yeah.
you're right.
Yes.
Do you want a quick plot summary?
Sure.
We skip past that part. It's
wanna-
real. It's real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
A legal attorney and renegade cop team up to stop a corrupt cop.
Did you say illegal attorney?
A legal.
Oh,
a legal.
Oh.
I hate those illegal attorneys.
Illegal attorney
Are you a real attorney?
runs for the door. You never saw me.
You have to say you're a cop.
Yes, you have to say you're a lawyer.
You have to tell me you're a lawyer before I enter my plea.
Show me your lawyer badge. They don't have lawyer badge. They-
Aha! Illegal attorney.
Show me your briefcase.
Show me the bar,
Right.
the one that you passed.
You passed it.
I passed it. I gave it on.
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore.
It's like a baton.
It's in the past somewhere. I don't know where
Yeah.
it is. Ah,
Yeah.
Shakedown. Yeah.
It's like a kidney stone. You pass
You
it.
pass
and
it,
then
yeah.
Yeah.
It's painful, and then you're free.
Yeah, pretty much
Practice
describes law school.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ah,
Yeah.
Shakedown.
Yeah,
It
it's a movie.
it is. Yeah.
This is like I don't think I've ever seen a movie with this kind of combination before.
It's
Where it's like very much like half lawyery stuff
yeah.
and half like crazy cop action stuff.
yeah, literal renegade cop, as it says.
Yeah, I would say like it's 80% just kind of generic ass New York law movie, and then 20% holy fuck, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for like the longest period of time in this movie, I was like, oh shit, this is not a movie for us. We were like 40 minutes in, and I'm like,
What did we do?
there, it's just people talking.
Yeah,
So,
but the movie opens and it's a gentleman, a drug purveyor, standing under like one of those bridges in Central Park, just kind of hanging out. Well, first he's smoking some crack.
Yes.
he's sampling his own wares.
you got to check it out.
It's menthol crack because it's in a, it's in
a
a
Newport box.
a unmarked Newport box because I don't know. I guess they didn't want to.
Couldn't get the rights to Newport.
Yeah, Newport was like, I don't. Keeping the crack in our pack, we're not really cool with that.
We don't
Keeping
want
the
to
crack in the
Whack,
pack, we're
don't
not.
put it in
we're-
our pack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want to be associated with people getting killed.
right. Yes.
Sure.
But menthol crack. He's smoking some menthol crack and gets approached by a person in shadow, and he comes into frame eventually, and we see that it's who'd you say is like the
It's
president?
Mike. It's the chief
Yeah.
of staff
Yeah,
from
Mike
24.
Novick.
Yeah.
From 24.
Yeah.
With a head of hair.
And he just he kind of like you got some. I think he says lightning.
Yeah.
Street name for crack, I guess.
Ride the lightning.
Yeah, and
Street name for crack. That doesn't make any sense. That's what crack is. It's the street name for crack.
nah, man, you got to get cooler names.
Crack is the legal term.
Yeah. Crack was my father. I'm lightning.
But then it just kind of cuts away, and we don't really know what happened. And then right back. I mean,
Well, he says, you got change.
yeah,
Yeah.
I only have
got
big.
some- I
only have big
bills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
don't
he's
worry.
like, yeah, I got change.
Yeah. And he's
man.
like, can you turn off that radio? So he turns off his boombox. And that's pretty much when it cuts away.
Well, it specifically shows him reaching down and pressing record on the
Right.
boombox instead of turning it off.
Yeah.
Yes. The thing you should do on a Red Hot Chili Peppers song of that age.
Yeah. And I mean, it cuts away, I don't know, to nothing for a second or two. And then we jump ahead a few minutes in time, and it's just cops and paramedics have shown up at this same location.
Yeah, and they both appear to be dead.
Yes.
They're both like laying down in pools of blood.
Yeah. And the paramedic goes over to the Mike from 24 first and checks him for a second and then starts to go to the other guy. And the cop is like, no, you save him. And he's like, dude, he's already dead.
Let us know if there's any change in his condition.
Right.
He's dead.
And then they scuffle for a bit and push each other around.
They also, I love that they come up to what looks like a corpse. We find out that the drug dealer is alive, but he's like, cuff him. I'm like, is that standard practice to cuff a corpse?
Yeah, I think it might be.
Okay. But yeah, he's not dead, and he's going to try to save him. And the cops are like, nah, fuck him. And
Yeah. And then it's Peter Weller making breakfast.
yeah,
Breakfast is a loose term for it.
as he calls it, he's making a homemade orange Julius. It is not a homemade orange Julius. He is putting orange juice.
No, it's a sin.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
First it's him gathering everything, which is like opening up cabinets, and it's all like granola number 9 and a bunch of sprouts and other.
Yeah, but he doesn't use any of
No,
that.
No.
He's like he.
He pours like half a gallon of milk, orange juice,
And cracks a raw egg over top of it.
well, cracks are, and then just like shakes out some Folgers on top of it.
Yeah.
And then blends.
Yep.
And we were all just repulsed.
Pretty much, yeah.
And he cranks up to Jimi Hendrix,
Yes.
He does.
and he's just rocking out. I think now that all that health food crap was his girlfriend's crap.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So
Because
because
she was trying to change him, because that's
Yeah.
that's what ladies in movies of this era do. Is
They
like,
do.
Like, Peter Weller, you're terrible, but I'll change you, and
and then you'll be.
I'll change. I will
human
change
being.
everything about you, including what you eat, what you do, how you dress.
I love
and then
you.
will,
Please
and then
change
you,
everything.
And then
Yeah.
you will be exactly what I want.
Right. Yeah. So she comes out and harshes his mellow by turning off the music.
And calling it heavy metal.
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
He's like, "Let me correct you.
It's
right
Jimi.
here,
Jimi Hendrix.
right now."
I know you can't hear Jimmy, but you can listen, and it's not heavy metal.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of have a back and forth about something. I don't know, but this just sets up Peter Weller as being more animated than I think I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
Like he is,
As you described it, he's very Goldbloomy.
especially in this
beginning of
opening scene.
In
Yeah,
the opening scene, he calms down a bit after that,
but he's still emoting a hell of a lot more than he has done in the past 25 years.
yeah.
Like, you know, you see, I mean, even in Buckaroo Banzai, I mean, he's very one note in that movie. He doesn't have a range or anything. In this,
Yeah.
he is all over the place.
And you know, in Leviathan, that I think that was a little bit of our complaint there too. You know, which a lot of people got mad at us about. It was basically like, you know, he's kind of wooden and just kind of
yeah,
not really giving you any range of anything.
yeah.
And you know, at least this one, he's
Yeah.
got a lot more going on in this movie.
Yeah, because basically, as we come to classify his character, he's a guy who's just going to do whatever the fuck he wants to do at any given moment. Like, he has no societal filter or any kind of doubt at any time. It's just he is set in motion, and that becomes whatever it is he's doing.
Yeah, he
it's got to
kinda
be
has no
liberating.
impulse control.
Yeah, yeah. He just what I mean, because you know, he's a lawyer. We learn that he's a lawyer.
Public defender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like getting ready to not be a public defender. He's going to join like his girlfriend's father's firm or whatever. And
Yeah, he's 1 week to retirement of the public defender's
Right.
office and to go into the
Isn't
private
it
sector.
like an accounting firm or something that he's going to be a lawyer for?
I think it's
something
insurance.
on something
so-
on
yeah,
Wall Street.
something
it's,
dumb and boring.
Yeah. Something that's not the law.
Yeah.
It's corporate law.
Right, selling out.
Yeah, but she's criticizing how he's dressed, the tie he's wearing, and you know, why don't you go pick up the suit that? And he's like, because they'll think I'm a pimp. You know, it's fine for going to the, you know, where I'm going to work, but I'm not going down to the jail wearing that. And she's like, that tie, ugh, barf motion.
Yes,
He does change his tie.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But-
an ugly tie. In her defense, that tie's fucking ugly.
It is.
Yeah.
The rest of his suit is fine for the time frame.
Yeah.
But then it's right to he's at the jail and going to meet with his client, which is the drug dealer from the opening scene, and get
He's
a little,
changed his tie.
He did change his tie, yeah. But we get a little aside where one of the guards is coming to a prison cell, and I don't remember what he calls out, but it's like it's some generic term. I'm assuming it's like fish, you know, new guy, like you know, and he calls out for them, and the guy, the business guy in the cell's like, that's not my name, and then he's like, here's your food. You want a condom? And the guy's like, excuse me? And he's like, it's our new protocol. We're every meal and once a day we're supposed to offer you a condom. And he's like, no. And then this big dude comes up from behind him. He's like, I'll take a condom. And just kind of stands uncomfortably close to him. And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
That's it's a good joke.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. They need,
that's all. That's it's just an aside. It literally has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
no.
But yeah, he
Just
goes
a bit
and-
of flavor.
Yeah, he goes and meets with the drug dealer, and he's just like, all right, tell me a story.
Yeah. And the guy basically tells him a story and then is immediately like, I shouldn't have said that. And he's like, oh, you gave me bits of information. I will follow up on this because I am only I can only be pointed forward.
He starts off telling him what we eventually find out is the truth. Spoilers.
Yeah.
That, the cop just came up, never identified himself, pulled a gun, and
was going to shoot.
Yeah,
he just
was
thought
going to shoot him, so he pulled a gun. No, he was a cop. He had no idea.
And he's like, I would have given up my boss in a heartbeat if that's what the dude wanted. He's like,
he's like, I'm used to them taking money, so you got to pay off cops. That's part of the job.
Yeah.
And Peter Weller's basically like, nobody's going to believe that, right? And he's like, man, I wish the cops would just work it out with RC or something like
NC.
that. NC, yeah.
Because I kept thinking it was like, you work for North Carolina.
Yeah. But then Peter Weller's like, well, I'm going to look into this. And so that leads him to kind of, okay, I need to start finding out about all these cops.
Yep.
And turns out his contact is a man we are introduced to sleeping in a movie theater that is showing The Soldier, which is their James Glickenhaus joint.
And future BMFcast movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was going to be anyway, and then when we saw this footage, we were like, I think we're watching the wrong movie.
Yeah.
Especially
Definitely.
when this started so kind of straight-laced.
We're like, what is all the action
Yeah.
going to be in this movie within the movie?
Yeah, at the very first start of it, I'm like, is that on Her Majesty's Secret Service?
Yeah.
And then like somebody does a spinning jump off a ski ramp
Yeah.
while shooting with an Uzi, and we're like, okay, that's not on Her Majesty's Secret
Yeah.
Service. It's way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Sam Elliott.
But I mean, this is like a loud-ass shooty movie,
Yeah.
and he is just,
Sleeping in the
sleeping
theater.
sleeping in the theater. Like he had some sort of alcohol
He
container.
had a beer in
with
a
him.
paper bag.
Yeah,
Just,
and then like
Yeah.
his pager's
Living
going
the
off.
life.
yeah.
His pager's going off, which I assume was Peter Weller paging him. And so he's just like, ugh, and wakes up and
Goes up
too
into
old
the
for this
shittiest
shit.
bathroom on earth.
Where he is
brushing his teeth.
He has stashed toiletries in whatever paper dispenser is next to this shitty ass sink and is just starting his day.
And I mean, this place it's just littered with graffiti, like everything.
Yeah.
like
It is shitty New York.
yeah. I mean,
Not just graffiti. The floor is littered with glass vials.
well, yeah. I mean, that's outside the bathroom, but like, I'm just to paint the picture. I mean, like literally every square inch of this bathroom is covered in graffiti.
Yeah.
And Peter Weller and him are talking, and he's just like, dude, what the hell? And they go out to the concession stand, and I don't know why. Peter Weller is just like looking like, the fuck is this place, and why am I here? And before they get to the concession stand, he's like, what the fuck is with all the glass on the floor? He's like, that's crack pipes. It's like, but
legal people call it crack. It's actually lightning.
but he's like buying Peter Weller a thing of popcorn, and then Peter Weller eats it. Now,
I wouldn't eat the popcorn in a crack house.
right, that's my point. He's looking around like, I'm disgusted by this place. I'm stepping over crack pipes, but I'll eat some popcorn. Fuck it.
I bet it
YOLO.
smelled really good.
He may have the same problem that I have, which is even if you offer it to me in a crack den, I'm going to eat popcorn. Yeah. I have a problem.
Okay.
Also, because Peter Weller is a constant. He's in constant motion. Like he always has to have food put in front of him because like they're eating popcorn and then walk outside onto 42nd Street and immediately go to a hot dog cart.
Well, Sam Elliott bought him the popcorn, then Peter Weller bought Sam Elliott the hot dog.
Right.
Which I love that they have a whole back and forth conversation here while the hot dog vendor is just standing there with the hot and I'm like, okay, I was buying that this was real New York, except that this guy is just like waiting for you to finish your conversation and going, buddy, you want your fucking hot dog or not?
Yeah. I ain't got all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is like old shitty Times Square.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
This
Which
is absolutely
Which I will
frighteningly
say,
dangerous Times Square.
I really like this shot because they start in the lobby and
Yeah.
they end up out on the street,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
rad.
like very rare to see that kind of setup.
Yeah, because the logistics once you get outside have to be a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but I love the fact that like if you get bored of the scene, you can look in the background and see what all movies were playing in 1987, 88.
Yep.
Like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, somewhere was
Death
playing Prom
Wish
Night 2.
5.
Yeah, Death Wish 4 or 5, something
Yeah.
like
I think it was 5.
The hidden.
Yep.
There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's never like, I guess I wasn't paying enough attention, but it's never quite established like what their relationship was, because Sam Elliott is a cop,
Yes.
as it's shown very quickly. But like, how was it that Peter Weller and him interacted? Did they ever really make it clear?
Yeah,
No.
usually cops and public defenders don't generally get along because they're kind of fighting either side of the battle there.
See, at first I thought Sam Elliott was the previous boyfriend of Peter Weller's current girlfriend. That's what I thought, because they were having a weird back and forth in the theater, like, you need to go home, you need to, she says, you know, you got to do these things. Like, we never saw him get instructions from somebody to deliver to Sam Elliott.
And I mean, the whole time he's just like, he's asking him questions about, do you know this person? What about this, the cop that got shot?
Yeah.
You know, do you think he was dirty? Anything? And he's like, dude, you're retiring in a week. Why the fuck would you care? Like, just take the pass. This is a scumbag. Let him fry. Retire. Get out of this.
He's like, nah, man, I got to do this.
They're identical twins. That's what I've decided.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to suspend some disbelief. You're good.
Sure.
So you shave Sam Elliott and you get Peter Weller.
They can't just be twins. Like, they have to be identical twins. That
Yes.
look nothing alike.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all in the facial hair.
Sure.
Yeah, but the information that's imparted is the guy the drug dealer who'd been arrested had mentioned blue jean cops.
Yeah.
And so he was like, well, what the hell? And Sam Elliott's like, you just don't get it.
Yeah, he's like, those average normal cops were honest. We're just wearing Levi's and all that, and these fancy ass dirty cops are wearing Sergio Leone's.
Yeah, Sergio Leone.
He doesn't. Sergio Valentes, I know. I know.
Them damn spaghetti western jeans.
I know the difference. I was being said
Always
the wrong
dubbed.
thing on purpose.
Yeah, I do like how he says they pick up a bag of chemicals that's worth more than they'll make in 10 years. And the next day they got a brand new pair of Sergio Leone jeans and a Porsche in the garage.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an
I just
excellent
like how he
Sam Elliott.
described it as a bag of chemicals.
Yes. Bag.
He's
Yeah.
a simple man. Anything's a bag of chemicals to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But he's like, his
And
final,
they found out it was just dumpster trash.
and finally, his final takeaway is like, he's like, do you think O'Leary was dirty? He's like, man, I don't know, and I wouldn't tell you if I did, but let me tell you, cops are real bad at hiding money. All right, bye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So Peter Weller goes to the widow's house
Yeah.
and is just like, hi, I'm representing the guy who killed your husband.
He does not say that.
He says, I'm working with the people.
Right.
I'm associated with the people
Yeah.
prosecuting the man who
Yes.
killed your husband.
May I come in?
But she's not lying.
No.
I mean, legally
Yeah.
speaking, he's
Yeah.
not lying.
Yeah. And he goes in and she offers him tea or something. And he just goes in the other room and is just like looking around like, where am I going to find the pile of money?
I just love how he gives this shrug like, man, where is it?
Yeah.
I
Where
thought
could it be?
Like,
I
he
thought
looked
there'd
around
be
for
an
3 seconds.
obvious pile of money sitting here.
It's like not even a briefcase or
Like there should be
anything.
like a big screen TV
Yeah.
or a pile of gold.
Maybe I should check the hamper. They're trying to money.
Yeah.
Eh.
But then, like, a few moments later, he's taking out her trash. And then he's just like, well, okay.
Well, no, I like that he goes, "Where's your cans?"
Yeah, yes.
and
Oh, yeah. But he's, the guys on the video screen going, all right, welcome to paradise. And then they come in, and it's just like, this club sucks.
Yeah, this club is shitty.
I
Now,
guess
there's
the
a
only-
reason for it.
I
the
mean,
only good thing is it's full of drugs.
I was going to say, I'm going to go on record as saying for a crack club, this is actually pretty fucking nice.
Oh, sure.
is- it
This
is
is
an
the most
upscale-
upscale
crack house.
Yeah.
Yes.
lightning bar you'll ever go to.
Yeah, it's not a crack club. It is a lightning bar.
Sorry.
Yeah. But, like,
A
you first
lightning
go
pub.
in,
Yeah.
and there's, like, 12 people there, and you're just like, well, this place fucking sucks. Let's go home. But, no, it's like there are just different rooms with different... I mean, like, there's a room upstairs called the crematorium where you're just like...
That's where you go to smoke the crack.
Okay, well... And then there's a room where King Crack is...
Yes.
Because,
It's
like...
where NC lives.
Yeah. Played by Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch.
Yep.
And we're introduced to him because this lady is outside and she's like talking to the guy guarding the door and she's just like, I know I don't have any more money, but I need more stuff. And he's like, nah, it's not how it works. And she's like, please. And he's like, all right, plead your case, go inside.
I'd recommend not doing that, but
Yeah.
going anyway.
It's your choice.
Hey, that
Crack whore.
man has everyone's best interest at heart.
Yeah.
At least in that scene.
Yes, later he does not.
He's the bouncer at the crack house with the heart of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes in there and says, please, sir, may I have more crack? And,
But I'm out of money.
yeah,
So everyone knows where this is going. Yeah. Meanwhile,
outside.
Sam Elliott and the crew have come up, and they're just arming themselves out of the trunk. And they ask him what he'd prefer, and he prefers the grenades.
He does, yes.
He grabs a handful of grenades, which, for reference, is 2.
Yes.
Yep. But still,
I love that they're yellow too. I don't
Yeah.
know why they made them yellow.
Special police issue.
Oh,
so you don't lose them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can see them in the
Yeah,
dark.
when they roll under the couch,
Oh.
you'll be able to find them when you shine the lighter.
They
You're
only
like, oh,
need-
there's
They
that
made
grenade.
a bomb, a
Yeah.
little bang for
Yeah.
you. And it was all yellow.
That was cold. Play.
Play up.
Yeah, but
Also, they don't need to be brown when you're not in the shit.
right.
Good point.
So, the grenades sadly are only used to blow the door.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, but they come in and they're just rounding everyone up.
Mm-hmm.
They basically come right into NC's counting room.
Oh, everyone complies. Like all
Yeah.
the patrons of the Lightning Gastropub are just like, I'll line up over here.
and they are identified as cops. Like they are
Yeah.
wearing their vests,
Hey,
and you have badges.
One dude's
clearly
just standing there
visible.
with the crack pipe. It's like, you might want to drop that.
Yeah.
Just like,
Eh,
just
Yeah, just put it on the floor.
there's a certain point where it's just, hey,
Yeah, I know.
you can't say it's not yours.
You might have gotten me.
Yeah.
this is a crack house.
I know this
Oh.
looks bad. I was just here with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this was the hottest new nightclub. And it was for a moment.
Yeah. He asked me to hold this for him, and
Yeah. He went to the bathroom, so I didn't smoke it.
yeah, I didn't want it to hit the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, God. Yeah. But so they're running up everyone, and Sam Elliott has NC,
Yep.
and they grab the one guy who's in the bed with the girl who had negotiated a deal earlier, and they kind of yank him out and throw him over the desk that NC was behind, and they tell Sam Elliott, take him down, get him booked. We'll deal with everything else here.
Yeah, we'll round up everything here, Sam Elliott.
Yeah, and
Wink.
Sam Elliott kind of gives a look like, oh, damn it.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about it.
Yeah. Because that's kind of been the way he's acted around all the other cops is like, hey, you guys do your thing. I'll keep my mouth shut. Just keep me out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so he takes him and leaves, and that's when they start tasing the guy who
Yeah, he hasn't
who they
even
had
like
thrown
left.
over
Left.
the-
He's just
yeah.
out in the lobby. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
'Cause Sam Elliott basically hears it, and
Yeah.
he's just like, dear Lord, sweet baby Jesus, let me get through the rest of this day.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the other side of town, Peter Weller has just decided to breaking and entering in this lady's house. He breaks into the garage. He's just been, I guess, sitting outside her house until nightfall, and then walks back over, breaks into the garage, and just there's a thing under a tarp, which he just pulls the tarp off, and it's a Porsche. And he immediately is just like, oh, holy shit, wow, it's a Porsche. Well, fuck, all right, here it is. Here's the evidence. I guess I'll go now. So,
Yeah, he breaks the little window, turns on the lights and everything. Porsche. All right, cover it back
Yeah.
up, turn the lights off. Time to leave.
yeah,
He didn't even search the trash.
Yeah.
That's
No.
where the money would have been.
right. Just in the trash.
Yeah. It had to be hidden.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's just Peter Weller being pushed forward, and there's not a hesitation. He's just gonna break into
Well-
this house.
Well, you think about when James Glickenhaus mentions in the beginning, in the intro to this, that they don't make movies like this anymore. Yeah, because movies do research
Yeah.
now. Like people understand how procedure works and how police officers work and how lawyers work. Like they don't just go, I'm going to break into somebody's house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was no like motivating factor. There was nothing that pushed Peter Weller over the edge to turn to crime in order to get his his client off.
he was just really curious.
He was just like, man, I should really just follow through on this, and I'll just do whatever it takes, I guess. But it's just so weird because you look at the casting and you think about what movies were like in the 80s, and you're like, okay, Peter Weller's going to be this bookish lawyer, and Samuel Elliott's going to be the badass cop, and they're going to get stuck together in some situation,
Yeah.
and chaos will reign.
Not at all.
Peter Weller is just as much of a badass in this as Sam Elliott is. He just doesn't do as much as Sam Elliott does. Like, Peter Weller is fearless.
He's way more of a loose cannon.
Yeah, I mean, he's just yes, especially because he has no business being any kind of canon.
Yeah.
He should be a cannon for justice, and that's it.
I mean, he's the
In a
pirate
courtroom.
lawyer. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just
Rope.
yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
All that
but I
has
mean,
happened.
it became a running joke with us. We're like, after a scene would end, they'd be like, "Man, we got to fill out a shit ton of paperwork."
Right.
like it's that kind of movie. But yeah, so he breaks in, sees, okay, this guy had a Porsche. He was clearly on the take, which we kind of all knew already.
Yeah, we did, but Peter Weller didn't.
Okay.
He's got to prove his client's innocence.
Okay.
So
Yeah. All right.
now he has the proof.
Now he has the proof, which he obtained illegally.
yes, it is inadmissible.
Yeah.
Yet somehow he gets it into the trial somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, he went and found the shady guy that sold the Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
eventually.
like, of course, a shady cop went to a shady car dealer.
Paid cash.
Paid cash. And
No
so there's
receipts.
no records. And he's like, well, fuck, that was all a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Meanwhile, man, justice moves swiftly here in New York City because they've already brought NC up on, deciding his bail, all that, and the judge is basically sets it at $1 million.
Yep.
To which the prosecutor goes,
I
No.
object.
I object, and he's like, bitch, it's 11:55 on a Friday night, $1 million. And she's like, he finds that in his seat cushions.
Yeah.
He'll pay it right now. And the judge is like,
Yeah.
motion denied, $1 million, slams the gavel.
Yeah. Well, he's like, defense attorney, do you have anything to say? And he's like, my client will now be making bail.
Yeah.
And
He's like, snap. And now they bring up the briefcase, which, is always stacked with hundreds. Impossible to be $1 million.
Well,
just so you know.
I feel like
you
we
have
looked
to
this
pay
up
10% of your bail.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only $100,000 that he had to pay.
Oh.
Well,
Whenever they set the bail, it's generally
okay, so if you pay it directly to the jail yourself, it is the full amount.
okay.
Oh.
If you go through a bail bondsman, it is almost certainly 10% because the bail bondsman,
He's guaranteed.
you pay 10%
Yeah.
to the bail bondsman as a guarantee that you will come back. The bail bondsman has an agreement with the
courts.
the courts that
Okay.
he will pay the full amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
I've never had to post
I've been
direct
in jail
cash
before.
for bail. So
But $1 million.
I was not aware of how the system worked without a bail bondsman.
$1 million in hundreds would fit a fairly large suitcase.
yeah.
and this was hundreds and fifties.
yeah, there were 50s
Yep.
in here too.
So just,
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And Sam Elliott is sitting in the audience like, Jesus, Mary, fuck.
Yeah.
You son of a grr, everything's broken the system, grr. So
$10,000 bills. $10,000 bills. Is my math right on that? That's
Yes.
so many.
Yep.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But they pay it.
Yeah.
And NC just kind of looks at Sam Elliott and gives like the finger guns. He's like, eh?
Yeah.
And Sam Elliott's like, God damn it.
I just fucking hate this city.
Yeah. But so now the bad guy has posted bail. Sam Elliott knows bad things are going to follow.
Yeah. So Sam Elliott goes back to the club where the valet is still there. I don't know why. The club's been shut down. I don't know what that guy is still doing there. But Sam Elliott just roughs this guy up and is like, I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah, eventually he's like, pulls a gun. He's like, no, he's like, a gun? He's like, yeah, check
Yeah.
out the big brain on Brad. He's like, not just a gun. It's like, it's an untraceable gun.
Yeah.
It has no serial number. It means I can blow your brains out, dump you in the East River, and nobody will give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm looking for the ponytail guy who was with, the cops who were here earlier.
What do they call him? Shithead? I don't think they ever say his real name. They're like, dipshit.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him dipshit.
Sure.
That's probably his credit. I don't think I ever heard his actual name.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm looking for that guy.
Yeah, and he tells him, he's at this 42nd Street
Yeah.
place.
He likes this, titty bar / brothel.
Whoa, this place is the shittiest Disney World sex emporium I've ever seen. like okay,
What's great is this is probably like where the Toys R Us is now, or something.
yeah.
Well,
which
probably not for
is-
soon, but
yes.
but I mean, it's like the ESPN Sports Bar is now here. Or
Yeah. It's like, okay, in reality, I would never want to go into a place like this because just fucking disgusting, no way. But you kind of want to like float above it just to see what kind of ridiculous House of Horrors this place actually is. Because like there's this lobby where this dude is just barking,
Oh, he's doing the like live flesh
yeah.
BS like call out. See the real girl.
And there's just
Carnival barker for titties.
Yeah, and then there's like this weird display case of dildos, and then like you go into another room, and it's like a weird like the rejects from Fame are all in there on ecstasy making out with each other, and just kind of like you come with me, and then it's like this weird mixer for I don't know, but like this dude.
Well, it seems to be like, okay, so there's a guy behind the glass, and he's like he's like, all right, where's the money? And
Yeah.
he's like, gives him something. He's like, this actually looks real this time. He's like, sure is. Which room can I have? And he's like, take the honeymoon suite.
Yeah. And he radios ahead.
But apparently, like, this is an agreement of like, you know, it's like a buffet. You know, like you
Yes.
just pay your money and then just go in and whoever's available, just grab them.
Yeah, just like you come with me. So
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not your standard brothel. I don't know because I've never been to one, but I'm saying like
it's not presented like anything I've ever seen before.
Most brothels, it's like, all right, you know, here's our selection. Who do you want? I'll take her. This is more like, you know, like I said, it's the golden corral of brothels.
This is like 3 a.m. The orgy ended 2 hours ago, and everyone's not sure if they should go home or not. They're just kind of like hanging on each other and all that.
But
So
he walks in with a vial of crack, and he's like, I got what you want, and here's what I want, and holds up like like their handcuff shackles, you know.
I think that was cocaine.
Huh?
I think that was cocaine.
Is it a vial? I don't know. Whatever.
It looked powdery
Okay.
and delicious.
It was some form of cocaine, crack
There we
or
go.
otherwise.
Yeah. But like Sam Elliott calls Peter Weller at home, wakes him up, and he's just like, they're at the amphitheater. Let's go get them. You know, and he's just like, all right.
Love you guys as Sam Elliott impression. I'm not saying they're bad. I just love them.
Yeah. So they meet up, you know, and just
Outside.
like, all right, let's go. Let's check this place out.
However, someone has made it there before them, which is the bouncer from the other club.
Yes. He has gone in, and at first you think he's going to cut the power, but he opens the junction box and
Well,
then just
before he does that,
No, yeah, he
the
goes.
guy
Oh,
who's
right, yeah.
taking the money.
Where's
is like-
dipshit?
yeah, and he's like, "Well,
Why would I tell you?
Yeah,
Like,
I gotta pay." And he immediately grabs the window in front of him and rips it out of the wall.
Yes. This was
Picks the guy up by his neck.
he's like,
This is the first moment in the movie where you're like, oh shit, this is a action movie. You're like, okay, maybe we're gonna be okay here.
Yeah,
but
it's
this
about
is
at least half an hour in.
at
probably
least
more.
yeah. This is like the first like moment of extreme something where you're like, oh, all right, here we go.
Yeah. And
So
and this guy storms up to the room and, like you said, rips the wire out of the junction box.
Yep.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And he goes in, and this guy is chained up to the bed, getting whipped on his back, I guess, by the woman who's there.
but it's like a brass frame bed,
Yeah.
metal frame bed.
Yeah. To which our bouncer guy immediately jams the wires onto the brass and electrocutes the guy.
Yeah.
And just turns around and walks out.
yeah, the lady's okay, but horrified, and
Yeah.
he's just like, yep,
It's like, my work here is done.
see ya.
Yep. So as he's leaving, like he ends up in the stairwell at the top of it, where Peter Weller and Sam Elliott are coming in at the bottom, and he just kind of darts out.
Yeah, he hears them and then just kind of hides from them. Peter Weller asks, he asks Sam Elliott, hey, you got a little something for me? And he hands him a gun. He's like, you know how to use that? And he's like, New York.
Well, he cocks it back. He's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I live in New York.
Yeah. So, like, again, this is just crazy, fearless Peter Weller. Just like, hell yes, let's fucking murder somebody.
But even better to that, when he's all enthusiastic about it, you just hand me a gun. Sam Elliot's just like, please don't shoot me in the ass.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So they go upstairs and just go into this room, and this man is smoking, and he's just like, oh man, this is bad.
Sam Elliott's just like, God damn it.
Yeah. So he goes over and opens up the window, and just immediately like laser focuses on this dude. He's just like, that's him, freeze. And then a patrol car pulls up and has also somehow identified this dude to where they tell him to freeze. And the guy's like, nah. And so he's I can't even describe what he's wearing.
It's almost like kind of like priestly robes.
Yeah.
Like more African-ish.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
almost like if a dashiki only had color around the collar and
Right.
cuffs.
Yeah.
But then he's also got a couple Mardi Gras beads around his neck, and then just around his head, like a little crown.
Yeah.
One strand of like purple Mardi Gras beads.
Right.
That's weird.
But like, so the cops come at him, and he's just like, okay, officers, no problem, and just whips out his wrists and knives.
I don't know. Were they like, you know, those projectile knife
I
things?
guess,
Tactical
but
knives? Yeah.
Knife to meet you. He both those cops, and Sam Elliott, it's like, hey, freeze. And the guy's like, nah. And reaches under whatever this thing is he's wearing, and just submachine gun comes out.
On like a gantry, on like a steady cam
Yeah.
thing. Just
And just starts shooting into the crowd,
Yeah.
shooting up at Sam Elliott. And then he's just
kills
like
a bunch of pedestrians on
yeah,
the street.
Yeah, they weren't doing anything.
Nope.
And then he's like, I'm taking this police car.
Yeah. To which Sam Elliott, who's up top, who's just been shot at, is like, God damn it. And crawls out onto basically a neon thing, like one of the neon lighting deals. Is Alexa saying something?
Someone's rapping.
Why is something rapping in your house?
I have no idea. Dude, is the ghost back?
Something is rapping at your chamber door.
Nevermore.
Goddamn robots.
At least she wasn't creepily laughing.
Old dirty bastard.
Was
that
that
what it was
ODB?
doing?
No.
Oh my god.
Old dirty specter.
Apparently, we triggered her to just start playing music.
Weird. We just yell too much.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
playing
Oh
music.
no! I muted her.
Okay.
I muted
Just,
Mike.
you might have muted her, but she still hears me. Just in case.
Okay.
Right.
She just can't speak.
So anyway, do you want to clap or anything, or just go?
Nah.
All right.
Nah.
So Sam Elliott, like, he comes out of the window and climbs onto whatever this neon sign thing
I mean,
is.
they've got a big marquee thing too, but then there's like a pole with lights all down it.
Yeah. And we're
And-
immediately like, just go down the stairs, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah. Because this guy's taken off in a cop car. We're like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get down there in time.
You're not.
He does, because the thing peels off the wall and comes down over the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is a wide shot. Like, this is not like...
No.
No, this is a stuntman doing
Yeah,
this.
this
Yes.
is dangerous stuntman shit.
Yes.
And swings down on top of a bus.
Not even on top, just hovering over the top
Yeah.
of it. It's still probably another 10 feet.
I
to the
thought
top
for
of the
sure this
bus.
was going to be like the fire pole with like the neon exploding as he goes
Yeah.
down kind
Oh,
of
so
deal.
was I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's just like when you swing down the light string.
Yeah.
You know, psh, 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 psh.
Yeah. But
No.
no, he rips that thing out
Oh,
of
yeah.
the wall and takes it down.
I don't know if that was the plan or if that's just what happened.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is now perched on top of this bus, and he looks over, and there's some bikers. And he just jumps off and tackles the two bikers off of this
Well,
lead
he jumps
bike.
from the pole to the bus,
Right.
And then is like, yeah,
Yeah,
there's
the bus to the bikers.
but it's a trike. Like that's what
Yeah.
he goes after. He's like, I'm going to take this trike
Yeah.
here.
So
Does not identify himself as a police officer or anything.
No.
Just tackles these people. The rest of the bikers are like,
hey, man, what the fuck?
yeah, we're going to beat the shit out of
And
you
pulls
now.
a gun. Is like, don't try it.
Well, Peter Weller also shows up with his gun, and he's just like, back off.
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
he took the stairs, apparently.
Did he fire some like random?
he did,
shots?
yes.
shot in
Peter
the air.
Weller shot like 3 shots in the air. It's like, dude, you're a lawyer. What are you doing?
Also, it's New York. Those bullets are going to come down somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's just like, I got this. Let's fucking go. And he just hops on the back of this motorcycle.
Well,
This trike.
somebody hops on the back of this
Yeah.
motorcycle. 'cause,
Yeah.
I mean, like
This also proceeds to, like, make me fear for one of those stuntmen.
Yeah.
Yes.
like he's not even like properly sitting on the back of the truck. He's not riding like you
No,
know,
he's sitting sideways.
yeah, he's like sitting,
saddle.
Yeah, yes.
But he keeps trying
Peter
to,
Weller
like,
is a real lady, right?
Yeah.
Side saddle.
he keeps trying to, like, perch over Sam Elliott
Yeah.
to shoot.
Yeah.
at
I mean,
the
it's the
other-
image on the front of the Blu-ray is from that. Is
Oh, God.
From them on a motorcycle.
But I will say, like, I mean, there are shots where it's obviously this trike is behind the film car.
Yeah.
But then there's shots where the stuntman doing Sam Elliott it has a magical fake beard and mustache
Yeah.
that's just so bad.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the
But-
thing is, like, they didn't even get like a gray wig to put on the stuntman. They got like a regular wig that they spray painted. It just looks so bad.
it's
But-
pretty great though at the same time.
But this is all made up for by the fucking nonsense that is happening during this, because like bus spins out of control and the bikers have given chase because they're like, hey, my bike. So they go after this Sam Elliott
My bike.
and they like crash into the bus, which is now perpendicular on the road. One of them goes through the window of the bus.
Yeah.
So guy in the cop car is swerving all over the place, just like, fuck traffic, fuck all of you, no matter where you're driving, what side of the road, just fuck all of you. Then they turn down one direction, which is just a homeless camp.
Yeah, he takes an exit for a closed bridge.
Yeah.
Which leads him up to just like, hey, fuck the homeless.
Yeah.
And
It's just
starts
massacres their encampment.
Yeah.
And it's a large homeless camp. Like not
Yes.
just like,
Yeah.
hey, a couple of people live here. No, it's like
Yeah.
it's Hobo Row because like it just keeps going and going, and this car is just plowing through all their tents and shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Peter Weller and Sam Elliott are giving chase behind it in a trike.
And they get to close to and Sam Elliott just yells at Peter Weller, "Get off!"
Yeah, he's like, "Jump off!"
Yeah, so he does, and then not quite clear on exactly what happens here towards the end, but like the car just gets to end of the road, and 360's over.
I actually, for half a second, this movie was getting so crazy that the way it flips over, I was like, please drive off. Because like it kind of like slowly turns over and does a perfect flip.
It teeters on the edge and then does a perfect flip and lands upright.
I mean, it's fucked, but I mean, I was like, this movie's so stupid. It might just be like, the car's fine. It's drivable.
And at some point during this, Sam Elliott has almost driven the bike off this also.
The bike did go over.
Yeah, but he's like hanging on to the chain link fence that is, But so, the bike is now over by the dude who has gotten out of the car. He's still okay because he's, of course, an unstoppable monster.
Well, he stumbles out a little bit.
Yeah.
It did daze him.
Yes, for a second.
Yeah. Probably because he had the transmission shoved, like, literally up his butt by the way that car landed.
Yeah. But now this guy is going to start shooting at Sam Elliott, and Sam Elliott is just like...
He's hanging on this chain link fence at the top of an overpass, pulls his gun out, and kind of side shoots first the bike.
Yep.
Which fucking explodes in one shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then this guy's just like, holy shit, that bike was right next to me. It almost loaded. and takes him aback just enough that he doesn't shoot back. And then he's like, oh yeah, you're there too. Blam, shoots the car. And I just love the fact that it's one shot each.
Yep.
Shoots the bike, explodes, shoots the car, fucking explode.
Yeah.
And
that man is dead.
Yeah, he's toasty.
Yep. And then Peter Weller just shows up on the edge of the bridge and like gives him a hand, like helps him up. He's like,
man, look at that shit.
Yeah.
And
that's when they just kind of stand at the top looking at the carnage they've wreaked. And that's where we're just like, man, I'm going to have so much paperwork to fill out.
So much paperwork.
Yeah, because that's the look on his face.
Yeah.
He's just like, I can't believe this shit.
I like your style, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess from this point the trial starts.
Yeah. Peter Weller has been reintroduced to a girlfriend that he had in the past, and she's the assistant district attorney. She came back into the movie because like John C. McGinley was also in this movie for half a second, and
for one scene.
Yeah, he was also some sort of district attorney. It's weird how many people are friends that are on opposing sides of things.
Yeah,
like he and John C. McGinley are like, let's have some beers and do some plea bargains at lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you take this stack,
you buy me
this
next 5 lunches, and I'll accept that plea.
Yeah, it's like no, but yeah. So his former flame is the prosecuting attorney, and he's kind of flummoxed by this. He's bothered by it, and also his shrew of a girlfriend keeps like harping on him to do dumb things like, did you call about the apartment, did you do these things, and he's just like, I'm working on a case, I'm murdering people in the streets.
Yeah. And there is one night where he's like trying to study up for the case, and she's just like, who cares? The guy's a bad guy, right? And he's like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but he didn't commit this crime.
Yeah.
Like he committed other crimes, but not this one. And she's like, well, fuck him, who cares?
Yeah. And it's from that point on, you're just like, man.
Yeah, and Peter Weller's like, I care.
Yeah.
I'm his attorney. Like this is
job.
This is my actual job to care about these things.
And she's just like, oh, honey, you're quitting that job. Just don't do this. And he's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but it's very much like presented as her kind of being a piece of shit about it.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly in the right, going, yeah, I genuinely believe this guy didn't commit this crime, and it's my job to keep him from going to jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah. So
and she's like, no, fuck that. Come to bed.
Yeah.
So
then at some point he just sleeps with his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, they do the opening arguments, and they both kind of like go at each other a little bit, and he says, I'm not, he talks to the jury, and he's like, I'm not going to tell you this guy's an angel.
Yeah, his opening argument like completely undercuts probably everything she was going to say.
Yeah, because he's basically like, this guy's a drug dealer. He'll admit it. I'll admit it.
That's not the issue.
He's done some bad shit, but he didn't he didn't commit this crime, and that's what we have to prove here is that that he's innocent of this. He may be guilty of other stuff. He served his time before, but you didn't do this.
Right.
You know, and then she's like, yeah, really well done, dickweed, you know. And that's, you know, when we find out that, oh, they were in a relationship, he was crazy about her, and she just kind of vanished, I guess. And she's pissed, of course, that he's moved on and is getting, you know, and is
about to go private sector.
Yeah, about to go private sector, but also that, you know, that he has a girlfriend now.
Yeah, because so he explained earlier that he explained to Sam Elliott that his life goal initially had been he was going to play the saxophone for a living. And then everyone told him he can't make money doing that, so he went to law school, which, sure.
How were we about to skip this scene? Because, yeah, they're just having a drink or whatever. I don't know if it happened at this point.
This was way earlier.
Yeah, it was a lot
yeah,
earlier,
it was.
yeah.
But
we
yeah,
forgot about it.
Yeah, he's all about like, I don't even know why I'm doing this shit. I mean, you asked me why I'm going to private sector. It's like, because I can't take this anymore. I was going to play saxophone. I never even wanted to be an attorney. And so he's like, all I really true love. Isn't that what everybody wants? And so it's like, true love.
True love.
Shit. I thought I found true love once.
Should we read the entire fucking monologue?
Only if you do it in Sam Elliott voice.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There you go.
I'll get to it. Just give me a second.
Yeah, because Sam Elliott sets the scene. He's just like, true love, huh? Well, I had that one time. Let me tell you a little story about true love.
Sorry, I'm scrolling to the quote section because it's in its entirety on the IMDb. It's a long fucking quote. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I met the love of my life. Only I killed her dog before I got to tell her. Man, she was everything I ever wanted. We met at Shakespeare in the Park. I told her I was a lawyer. That line seemed to work for you. Rained like hell that day. I had an umbrella. We went back to her apartment. She went to the bathroom. I sat on the couch. She had this great big damn dog. Dog had a ball. I threw it. Dog brought it back. I threw it again. Harder. I'll never forget the sound of that dog's paws on the newly waxed floors. How was I supposed to know that she left the window open? That dog fell 13 stories, landed on the top of a parked car. I went over, leaned out the window, looked down, threw up, and left. Left without ever telling her she was the one.
I swear to God, if I ever go for an acting job, not that I'm an actor, and you're like, you're going to have a monologue prepared?
Yeah.
I'll be like, yes, I do. My scene today is from 1988's Shakedown, originally performed by Sam Elliott.
Gotta
It's
punch
about
yourself in the throat once or twice before you do that.
Oh, holy shit. That's
Just and the way it's presented in the movie is not humorous.
no.
It's all played like dramatically, but we're just like, wait, what?
I know.
What?
It is a thing of beauty. It really is.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So that scene happened. But
anyway, so like the thing that brought me to that was that
yeah, we cut to like
the girl he was the girl he was with, who is now the prosecuting attorney. They're fighting about why she just left one night, and you know, and he had the idea that he was going to support himself with his credit cards while he was playing the saxophone, and she said that was crazy, and he's like, well, why didn't you tell me that? And she said, I did, just not directly.
in my own way or
Yeah,
something like that.
and then he's like, the fuck? So, yeah, so that's the extent of their relationship. And then it's like they basically cut to them in bed.
like the next day, like waking up.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I want to point out, like, we cut to her apartment a couple times. I don't know what district attorneys or assistant district attorneys in New York City make. I'm thinking it's probably not enough money to afford where she's living.
Yeah.
Because she has a wank-ass place right on Central Park. Couldn't tell if it was east or west. Doesn't really matter. It's fucking expensive either side, even in shitty 1988.
Yeah.
Because she has a great view in this terrace, and it's like, I mean, we didn't see much about Peter Weller's place, but you would think they're making roughly the same amount of pay doing either side of the law, but
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it's it's a friend's method of
Exactly.
apartment finding.
Yeah. Anyway, but just wanted to comment.
Yeah. But yeah, so now they've had sex, and she's like, you kind of need to tell your fiance, otherwise don't come back.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah,
Okay.
we'll see if that happens.
Yeah.
So
I think she gives him a key. Like, here's the key to my place or something like that.
is
that later?
That's the next time.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
like, so they're in court, and Sam Elliott is in what appears to be the Seinfeld restaurant from the exterior.
I 100% think it is the Seinfeld restaurant.
Yeah.
It's
but-
not on the inside because there's a
No.
shit dive bar
No.
on the inside.
But yeah, so he's talking to a uniform cop inside, and uniform cop is just like, you know that case that everyone's talking about? Well, I hear that the guy hit record on the boombox.
Well, he was like, I was the first one on the scene, and
Yeah.
I found the boombox, and it was recording.
Yeah, and Sam Elliott's like, well, you mean there's a recording of what he said? Like, yeah, probably.
Deeper, Chuck, deeper.
This
And he's like, do you realize what this will mean if I present this? A whole bunch of our brothers in
Yeah.
blue are going to get taken down. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, that guy, the informant that got killed, was my brother. Sad.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So that sets in motion the end of the movie. However, there's a scene that happens before that,
Yep.
very randomly, which involves Sam Elliott just fishing on the beach at night.
Right.
Oh, it's not random. Scumbag mullet cop goes to see because there's another scene. There's another action
Yeah.
scene before that. Scumbag mullet cop goes to see NC, who's hanging out about to watch a drag race between literally some Confederate soldier wannabes and his guys. Like I think it was actually their car was called the Harlem Shuffle, right?
Yes.
It's like a pink car.
Right.
Pink
yeah.
car was the
Yes.
Harlem Shuffle, and the
Going
white
up
car
against
was
the
the Cracker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Confederate flags
and its
yeah.
drivers were literally wearing
Yeah.
Civil War caps.
Yeah.
And
overalls or something.
But anyway, so like there's a brief drag race which the Cracker car just explodes into flames, and he's just nonplussed. He's like, "Well, that sucks for them. Go get my money."
yeah.
I mean, the guy appears to be all right. They're fishing him out of the car, but yeah, it just erupts in flames, and then it just serves that mullet cop's basically like, "Hey, you know, we didn't mention that Sam Elliott is named Richard Marx, but
Richie Marks.
yeah, but he's like, you know, that Marx guy."
Dickie Marks.
He's like, yeah, what about him? He's like, he just kind of silent. He's like, oh, all right, say no more. And he's like, well, what's in it for me? And he's like, you know that evidence in the locker? I can make it disappear. He's like $200,000 and like 8 pounds of cocaine you could make disappear or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
it's happened before.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm a dirty cop.
he's like, all right, that's what sets in motion because like it's his hitman or thugs
Okay.
that he sends after him.
Yeah.
Because Sam Elliott's just fishing down on pier/beach next to this. It's not Coney Island. It's like another amusement park
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just sitting there fishing, and a couple of guys, like one guy just kind of comes up and stares at him as he's like walking back up, and he's like, "The fuck?" And there's like another dude who thinks he's getting the drop on him with a switchblade knife.
Yeah.
Coming up from behind him, and Sam Elliott knows.
Yeah, he throws the fishing rod at the guy he's staring down and then just swings around this bucket that he's got, knocks that guy over, and he tussles with him for a minute and then handcuffs him to
Zip ties him.
Yeah, zip ties him to a railing. And then the other guy is going to go for the knife, and he just gets up and he's like,
Oh, he gives him like the "you feel lucky" punk
yeah,
speech.
he's like, what are you going to do?
He's like, "You're gonna I'm got hit for 3 years
Yeah.
for attempted murder on a cop at least."
Is that what
he's
you
like,
want?
He's like, "Do you want, or you want me to bust you for like jaywalking or loitering or some bullshit?" Just
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, I know what you're thinking. You're young and fast. I'm old and slow. What are you going to do? And the guy's just like, I'm going to run.
Drop the knife, run.
Yeah.
And I
So
love. He could have just taken off after this guy.
Yeah.
But he takes a second to walk over to the dude that he's zip tied to the guardrail, picks him up because like he's on the side where the sidewalk is, and picks him up and flips him over so that he's just hanging there over the side of this pier
Yeah.
Yeah.
part, which is just like kind of a dick move, but like it is probably going to be harder for this guy to get out, than
yeah. God, that was just such
I just
a
love
dick
that. Like
move.
he's like, I'm going to go chase this guy, but hold on first. I'm going
Yeah.
to fuck with this guy first.
Yeah.
And then sort of takes off running after this dude. And this dude,
This is a shootout chase through this amusement park.
Yep.
this dude's like path of I need to get the fuck out of here because like granted they're like way down on the boardwalk, not near the amusement park thing, but he's like I'm going to go running through the amusement park and through every single ride. Like his path of like I want to get the fuck out of here is like the worst path. He's like
Yes. Because he's just running through
best
like
path.
yes, but I mean like
he's just running through all the rides.
for actually getting away. I mean he's like running on the like the opposite way on the go-kart track. He's like inches from like the tilt-a-whirl. I mean, it's just like all this shit. He's just like right next to it, and Sam Elliott's just kind of like, and he's shooting randomly throughout it too, which is funny because a lot of people are panicking. But I'm guessing the noise, like, not everyone knows there's a shootout because the people on the go-karts are more like, oh, you're fucking up my go-kart time. The people on tilt-a-whirl are just like, wee! It's like, most people aren't really like, oh my god.
You're very self-absorbed when you're at the carnival. You're into your own thing.
And who knows what that could be as the sound of a ride breaking and sending somebody careening off into their death.
It could be one of the thousands of shooting gallery bullshit games that they've got there. I mean, it could be anything.
It could be somebody's bones snapping from a ride accident. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the thing that like boggles my mind about this scene is how close they come to dying with literally every step. Like, there's the spinny things and the go-karts and other spinny things. Like, man, I won't even fucking go to a carnival because I'm afraid of death there.
Yeah.
I won't get on a carnival ride because I'm afraid, like, yet another rusty bolt is going to come loose, and that'll be the last one before I get flung off into fucking space.
The carnies forgot to attach some safety device.
All the safety devices.
always do.
Or any of that. But these guys are just tiptoeing in between rides, and that...
Yeah.
Until this guy eventually runs up to the platform where the roller coaster is, and people are just departing. They're just getting off the ride. The cars have come to a stop.
He seems for like a second he's going to take a hostage because he kind of grabs one lady.
Yeah.
He does have her hostage
Yeah.
until Sam Elliott like climbs over something and basically tackles him from above onto the roller coaster, which has just started taxiing out.
He swings down and kicks him.
That's what he did.
Yeah,
Okay,
he kicked the guy away from the hostage. It was a thing of beauty.
And somehow, I guess someone backed into the controls so that the roller coaster starts up. And this thing starts, clicking up the tracks, the incline.
With the two of them fighting on the top of the roller coaster.
And I think we all kind of simultaneously were like, how has this never been an action sequence in a movie before? Like,
how have we not seen this at some point?
Yeah. There are plenty of places that would let you do this. I mean, this is... Please give us money. We will let you film and do crazy shit here.
You have like a bunch of paperwork to sign that we're not responsible, but
Yeah.
But yeah,
yes,
eventually they are fighting on the way up, and eventually Sam Elliott gets kicked off the back.
Yep.
And as he's trying to grab anything that he can, so he doesn't get left behind,
he kind of Indiana Jones for a second on the back.
Yeah.
and
then
he rips out
something.
apparently
Breaks.
what was the governor
Yeah.
on it, because the guy's like, haha, fuck you, and Sam Elliott goes, no, fuck you.
Yep. And this guy is just like, I'm on a roller coaster. And then he's just like, wait, this is going way too fast. And then, man.
Yeah, he's like Dave in 2001. Like, they have the thing on his face. He's like,
Yes. Yes. That is, you nailed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
My,
And we're like,
God, it's full of cars.
Yeah, and it's like, is this thing gonna fly off the curve? Man, it hits this top curve, and then it's just like rocket ship.
Yes, this 3-car roller coaster thing goes off the tracks, flying through the air, and just lands upside down on a concession stand. And somehow the cops are right there.
Sure.
And like run up like, oh damn. And then, you see Sam Elliott eventually walk up to the aftermath and just like shake his head going,
He just kind of
so much.
He just kind of puts the Jack Bauer hoodie on. Is like, I'm just going to disappear off into the crowd.
Yes.
Like, it seems like no one realizes he was involved in this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to. No, I don't have time for this paperwork
that
bullshit.
guy seems real broken up about this accident. He's just looking at it like, man, you died real good. You son of a bitch.
Sir, there's nothing to see here. Are you sure? I mean,
Look at it.
shit.
That guy got smooshed. He's no longer a dude.
I've seen a lot of movies, but I've never seen a fight scene that ended in a roller coaster flying off upside down and landing on a concession stand before. I think there's something to see here.
Yeah. You're wrong. There's everything to see here, and I did it.
Yep. So anyway, back to the tape.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is what it becomes the crux of the end of the movie.
It does.
At some point, we've had witnesses. We've had the guy's partner testify that he never saw anyone shoot. We've had the car dealer guy who basically says, "Oh, we lost all the paperwork in a move. Oh, what can you do?" And that kind of ends up going nowhere.
Yep.
And then they actually put the defendant on the stand, who basically gives his version of events where, the cop, he said, basically guy walks up, points the gun at him, says, "Hey, you're dead." And then he says, he shot him, he shot back.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember anything after that. And during this testimony, is when, she's beginning her cross-examination.
She's about to give her cross, and then a bailiff runs in and hands Peter Weller a note.
Yep.
And the note is from Sam Elliott, who is saying, there's tape. Go get the tape.
Yeah.
And he just immediately jumps up and is like, emergency personal recess, Your Honor.
Yep.
And the prosecutor's like, no, this is bullshit.
Yeah, and he basically says, I know this sounds like some crazy stunt, but for real, this is important.
Emergency, Your Honor. And the judge is like, well, it is 10 till 4. Yeah, let's go home, everybody. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. And Peter Weller's like, sweet, and runs out of there. Now, his girlfriend is standing right outside the door eating a box of crackers.
Yeah.
And he's running out like, oh, God, emergency. And she's like, hey, honey. And he's like, oh, well, hi, huh? And she's
I
like,
gotta go. Mark's is waiting for me.
yeah.
She's like, guess what? I'm pregnant. And he's like, that's
Good for you. I gotta
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
What?
But Mark,
I get with the Sam Elliott. You really?
Yeah, he's like right now. It's like me. As soon as I start a multiplayer game on the Xbox, like everyone will get like we've been trying to organize it for like half an hour, and finally everyone's there and everyone's loaded in, and then Jen will be like, "Hey, we need to discuss this, whatever," and I'm like, "No, but I can't pause it. I have to. This is it's the same reaction except he has it with his wife telling or his fiance telling him, "Yeah, I'm pregnant."
Yeah. Yes. And
And
he's
yes.
like, okay, that's. I really have to make this phone call.
Yeah.
So
This is important. Mark Sneedy's. Congratulations, son. Gotta go. Bye.
it's great news.
There's
so happy
another
for him.
leaving the courtroom earlier, not super important, but like he had walked out and kissed the attorney, and like half
Yeah.
a second later, girlfriend's like, "Hey, honey," and it's like, and she's with her dad,
Yeah.
and like they're going to lunch and all this shit.
Yeah. And again, he's also like, with the thing and the
shit.
and
Yeah.
with the other lady and
I'm supposed to tell you bye.
There's a lot of Three's Company type shit going on in this movie.
Yeah,
yeah. And
But
again,
yes.
Peter, this is always after Peter Weller has engaged in some sort of murdering with Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
so
chicanery.
he's just running on adrenaline and his dumb Orange Julius shakes.
Hey man, that's the Weller way.
But yes, he's like,
You won't get any Weller if he keeps drinking those shakes.
Sorry, girl got pregnant. I got it.
Yeah.
Richard Marx.
How was bad
Smooth jazz. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know.
And man, he walks into the precinct, and the guy behind the desk is like, "Oh, you're shit ass."
Evidence
and
room
he's
is
just like
upstairs.
court orders.
Yeah, and like all the cops are standing in his way, and he has to like kind of push his way to get around them, and then he gets up there, and of course, the guy at the front desk calls, says, "Oh shit, he's here."
Yeah.
And he goes and breaks the key in the lock of that evidence locker.
He's like, "Oh, I just broke the key in the lock. Sorry, we can't get it out.
Yeah, guy won't be back till tomorrow morning.
No maintenance with
Maintenance is
bolt cutters.
gone. Sorry." So this sets Peter Weller in motion to come back with a pair of bolt cutters,
To fucking break in.
scale the fucking wall of the police station, break into the window, and bolt cut the lock off of this thing, to which he is immediately caught.
Yeah, and
It's a
somehow
bold move, Cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's out.
and somehow not tell Sam Elliott any of this.
No, just
Basically be like, hey, the one key piece of evidence that you
Yeah.
told me about, they won't let me get it.
yeah. So how about maybe you come and get it, or I'm gonna break into the police
Yeah.
station, have my back.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
But no, Peter Weller in this, like no impulse control whatsoever.
Yeah. And so they take him to an interrogation room, and it's just like, we're going to play Russian roulette. What are you doing? What are you here for? And for half the time, Peter Weller's giving him jokes like, I was looking for true love, man. Have you ever been able to find it? And he's just like,
What were you
slap.
looking for? True love, isn't everybody?
Yeah. So then when they start playing Russian roulette with him, after the first shot, he's just like, it was the tape. I was looking for the tape. The tape has the thing on it. You can have it.
And they listen to the tape.
Yeah.
The guy's like, all right, well, we got to play it.
Yeah.
And they play it, and it plays out exactly how the defendant had described it.
Yep.
Like, to the word, it is exactly what he had said. And you're like, well, guess we got to burn this. So the guy lights the tape on fire and then goes down and says, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to set off the fire alarm. You kill him when that goes off. And the other guy's like, what?
Yeah. He's like, I don't have a clean piece.
Yeah.
He's like, there's 250,000 police issue dumb guns in this. Just do it.
We'll be long gone by the time they
Yeah.
figure it out. I wanted to say, like, they're hard to find now. I've always wondered if tapes are as flammable as they appear in movies, because people set tapes on fire.
That tape went up quick.
I got tapes.
Do you?
You want to test it out?
I'm curious.
I'll bring you tapes.
I'm just like, in movies, like
I suspect the film
bring you tape before
inside
3
would,
Yeah, maybe.
like the magnetic strip inside would, but the plastic would take a long time to melt.
Yeah, but in movies, it's always just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does Sam Elliott know to show up? Because he comes in House of Fire to stop this, but like, because the guy goes downstairs to set.
It's because he's been arrested. Everybody knows that Peter Weller's been arrested for B&E.
He was just coming in, and he saw Mullet Dude about to pull the fire alarm or whatever.
Right, and he says, "Where is he?" And he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
third
he's
floor
up third floor
interrogation."
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So he sets off the fire alarm. Sam Elliott goes just manic speed up there, throws open the door, and just murders the two cops.
Oh yeah.
Well, they had a gun. I mean,
Yeah.
they were like, slow, dramatic, like pulling the trigger on Peter Weller.
And Peter Weller is just freaking the fuck out times 100.
I would.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
He
And-
just came close
Yeah,
to death.
and he yells at Sam Elliott to put out the tape, which is still on fire, and Sam Elliott just palms it, and just puts that out, and he unties Peter Weller, and Peter Weller just grabs the tape, and is like, the tape,
Gotta get to
and
court."
thanks for with the murdering and the God, this is gross. I gotta go,
Yeah.
because there are just cop brains all over this place. Yeah.
And he somehow gets outside, and and the next thing we see, he's in a taxi.
Yeah, he gets in a cab, and the cabbie is just like, "Hey, I know you. I seen you on TV. You're that lawyer guy,
Yeah,
right?"
you're defending the cop killer,
Yeah.
and he's like, alleged cop killer.
Well, he
Yeah.
did kill him, but it was in self-defense, and I got to get in. Like, then all of a sudden, like, they're being followed by a cop, and he's like, "Hey, this guy here for you?" And he's like,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he is.
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's like, there's some bad cops. They
Yeah.
said I did something I didn't do, and now they're going to chase me down and try and keep me from getting to the courthouse.
"I've got to get to the courthouse."
Yeah.
And this guy's like, I remember this in my citizen test. I get you to the courthouse.
Yep.
And then this dude is like, "Fuck yeah, I have always wanted to have like a free pass to drive like a maniac." Well, they always drive like a maniac, but
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
he's driving like a maniac with a purpose.
Avoiding the cops, just
Oh, yeah.
skidding all over the place,
Oh, yeah.
But
stunting
being
around.
very super cool about it at the same
Yeah.
time. He's just like,
He's almost gleeful about it.
Yeah. Now, this is the most ridiculously convoluted yet awesome thing I've ever seen. So, there is a roadblock of cops preventing the car from getting to the steps of the courthouse. As they're driving towards it, there's a crane with a ball hook on it that they crash into, and this hook hooks the front of the car. And the guy who's operating the hook just decides to move the car over
Yeah,
the
swing
line
the
of
car
police
over the
cars.
barricade.
Yeah, and then drop it on the other side. And so they're past the barricade, and
Yeah.
Peter Weller just gets out like, "I'm going to go."
Yeah.
And
They keep cutting to him in the back seat going, whoa, whoa, whoa. And like they take long shots of this thing just being, this car just being kind of flung over the top of the other one.
they even show the dude operating the crane like he's acting like, "I don't know why I'm doing this."
It says to do it in the
but he-
script.
he-
It seems really weird.
Yeah, but he does it. Peter Weller gets out of the car, and just a million cops draw their guns on him.
Oh, yeah.
And then the judge has come outside like, "What's all this then?"
Yeah. What's all the ruckus?
Yeah. And the cops are like, "He's coming with us." And she's like, "Lady Justice, it might be your jurisdiction out here, but those steps are mine. So, bailiff, shoot these officers."
Yeah. It's like if they don't put their guns down, you shoot them.
So she just draws her gun.
Was allowed to have that evidence.
Yeah. Yes.
He had a subpoena to have that evidence.
He did, yes. But
He can't show chain of custody
yeah.
Okay.
because he stole it.
Okay.
He stole it, so he can't show chain of custody from that locker to
Okay.
that tape.
also, he probably was supposed to get the boombox and everything, like tagged,
Yeah.
and say, like, this tape hasn't been removed from this boombox.
Yeah.
blah,
Right,
blah, blah.
and there's
Yeah.
no sign out
So-
stuff. So
So again, he fucked himself.
absolutely,
Yeah.
He got it. The only
100%.
he knew that it would have been destroyed had he not gone to get it. So
Yeah, but he still would not have had a chain of evidence.
yeah.
He could have stood there. I mean, he could have either called somebody. Like, there's so many things
Yeah,
that
he
Peter
could
Weller
have
could have
called
done.
Sam Elliott to go bring bolt cutters.
Yes.
Right.
But again,
Or
this
called
is
the judge and said, "Hey, this guy broke the fucking key off. We need, somebody from the FBI or something to
Yeah,
handle
I
this
mean,
evidence."
if they have night court at 11:45 to try and see, then there's judges all the time,
Yeah. But either
Like
way,
Judge Harry
yeah.
Stone.
Yeah.
Either way, he can't. So he basically has to give his closing arguments.
And then it just this kind of weird cut where it's like he's doing this impassioned closing argument thing, and then it slowly like cuts over to DA girlfriend, and then it's like, but everybody's gone, and it's like we're at the recess, like the jury's deliberating at this point.
Yeah.
And then he's in like the room with his client, who's
Yeah.
just basically like, I can't do the time, I can't do it. Like, oh man, I can't do it.
He's like, the
just
fuck you say?
He's
Yeah,
like, stand
and
up.
for the first time, he's like, you sell this shit to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give me this.
Yeah.
Don't give me any of that.
He's like, stand up. I'm going to kick your ass. Stand up. And he's like, nah.
And then the bailiff calls him
Yeah.
in, the jury's reached their decision, and they go in, and he's not guilty.
Right.
Hooray. And
Again, Peter Weller just fucking bolts out of the court.
he's like, congratulations, bye.
Yeah. Well, he stops to kiss the DA.
Yes. Which immediately the judge should go, hey.
Yeah.
Well, he had gotten
Collusion.
he'd gotten past a little note too. So
Yeah, he got
the
another
reason
note.
he's like, congratulations, bye, is like he's got another note, which was apparently from Sam Elliott, who's sitting outside with the red Porsche.
Yes.
From earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's
the,
like,
the
is
dirty
that-
cop's red Porsche.
Yeah, he's like, is that Mike Novik's Porsche?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, he's not going to miss
He's
it.
like
Sam-
NC and
Yeah. They're,
Mullet Man are
they're going to the airport. We got to stop him. And Sam Elliott literally has his gun drawn in front of the courthouse, standing in front of this cherry red Porsche, and is just like, you want to drive or shoot? And Peter Weller's like,
I'll drive.
I'll drive. You shoot. So they just go peeling ass out, driving towards the airport, which we also see them in the back of a limo, just like, we're going to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Like, NC is
Whatever.
calling his girlfriend or something. It's like, ah, baby, don't worry. It's just a short puddle jump away, Costa Rica. I'll be back soon. Yeah.
And they get to the airport in the Porsche as they're already taxiing on the plane.
Yeah.
And they
They
kind of
stunt onto the runway.
yeah, they kind of like, bad boys chase this plane with this Porsche, and
And we're like, what are they going to do? Shoot it down?
yeah, it's unclear at first until eventually like the plane starts to take off, and they do something really crazy. Sam Elliott climbs onto the front landing gear as it's taking off, and we're like, where are you going with this?
Again, another like fear for the stuntman moment.
Yeah.
because
This is actually happening.
because the angle they take is like from shooting from basically the bottom of the plane down on the landing gear, so you see the ground moving fast. You see the car,
Yeah.
and you see this guy hanging on, climbing out of the car onto the landing gear and up. And this is like the old days where like if there's a wire, it's really tough to hide it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know what the fuck they did, unless this was just a guy who's like, I can do it.
he
man.
probably had a harness on. He was
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
wired to the landing gear around his waist, just hugging it
somehow,
down.
but,
But
whatever it is, they do a real good job of hiding it.
It was made clear early in this movie that these stuntmen were out of their mind.
Yeah.
Like, they were just like, we can fucking do anything. Let's do it. So, yeah. So he climbs onto the front landing gear wheel of this plane.
And then we get some fabulous blue screen shots
Oh, wow.
of actual Sam Elliott hanging on this.
Like, we go to another dimension. It's so weird.
Yeah, the plane takes off.
Yes, it does. He is still on
Like,
the wheel.
It's not like, hey, we're still on the runway like Fast 6. No.
Yeah.
This is, they take off into the fucking sky and are flying around New York City. They fly by the World Trade Center.
This is where we get promotional footage of New York City.
They
Like,
fly at the World Trade Center.
For half a
Yeah.
second.
And we are like, oh, dear God, do not do this. But yeah, so
But the blue screen shot of Sam Elliott is like Megaforce Barry Bostwick on the
Yes.
motorcycle levels of
Yes.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazingly bad. I
it
should
is.
say.
You look at it and you just go, oh wow, man.
Like you did so much good filmmaking, and you thought this was okay.
This is bad.
This does feel like the scene that, like, with like on the DVD, they'd be like the never before seen ending,
Yeah.
Shakedown.
Yeah.
Like this feels like this would have been on the deleted scenes, and everyone would have been like,
Like the unfinished, yeah.
yeah. People would have like poured over it like the Zapruder film or something. Be like, oh my god!
But so he shoots.
But
it-
it's in there. It's in the damn movie.
Yes, it's part of the finale of this movie.
He shoots the engine, which causes the plane to have to start to land.
Yeah, it starts to sputter a little bit, but also as the plane is starting to come down a little bit.
Because they also start to beeline for the Statue of Liberty, which you're like,
Yeah.
don't let them crash in the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, don't
either.
do that either. So
But it just gets them out over the harbor.
yeah, they get out over the harbor. He chucks a grenade into the where
The
wheel
wheel
well.
well
Well, first he shoots,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
shot the engine to force them
that's
down.
and that's what they get them
Well-
down over.
but he shot before he shot the engine. He shot like up through the cockpit or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And the dudes are on the plane like, huh? What? Like, what's going on out there? So they fly over the water. He chucks a grenade in the wheel well, and then he jumps into the water.
Yeah.
And dies.
'Cause they're going 190
Sam
miles an
Elliott.
hour. Right?
Yeah.
He hit that thing like landing on a concrete street.
Yeah.
He's dead.
So everyone on the plane is like, all right, we're going to be okay here. And so the plane lands back at the airport, and it just almost as soon as it touches down, just like
Detonates.
instantaneous, just kaboom. This whole plane just fucking goes up. And we're just like, holy God. I mean, like, it's fucking insane.
It is.
And Peter Weller just drives over to the coast where Sam Elliott is pulling himself up out of the water. And Peter Weller just goes over to him and is just like, they don't even say anything. He's just like, man, that was some crazy shit. Let's go.
Like,
We've had a day.
yeah, they're like, fuck paperwork again.
Yeah. Now, and of course, we were like, okay, freeze frame on this. But we have to get a little coda of some importance. But so they're all at Peter Weller's or his girlfriend's family's house, and they're having this big fancy dinner or whatever.
Yeah, and discussing the wedding and how, like,
Yeah.
the venue they want can only seat 600 people.
Yeah. And there's all this crosstalk in the room.
Because all our fancy fucks are going to be there.
Yeah.
We might not be able to invite your family.
Yeah, so there's everyone's talking amongst themselves. She leans over to Peter Weller and says, I lied to you. It didn't die. And he's just like, the fuck? And then she announced, when the room quiets down, she announces she lost the baby. She even admits, like, I said that because I was worried I was going to lose you. Okay, now everyone in the room, I lost the baby. Oh, well, we'll try again. And then they start talking about the wedding and how many guests and everything like that. And Peter Weller just kind of glazes over and listens to this for half a second. And he's just like, no.
Yeah, he stands up, says, listen, everybody, this might be bad timing, but I have something to tell you.
Right.
And then pretty much smash cut to almost it might actually
It's
be
the
the
same-
footage from
it's the
earlier
same
of
footage.
him entering the jailhouse.
Yeah.
And guys going, hey, I thought you were joining the big leagues
Yeah.
with all the big money guys.
It's the same shot. But yeah, it's just so he didn't leave.
Yep.
I am really disappointed that he didn't tell every single one of those motherfuckers off. Like, you all can eat a big ol'
Yes.
satchel of fuck.
Yes.
I
Because
hate every single one of you.
He's shown zero discretion throughout this entire movie. No decorum, no any kind of like save anyone's feelings or anything like that. But he should have just been like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool.
And earlier on, like when he had an argument with the DA woman, you know, he had basically said, "Yeah, I'm getting out of this because I'm fucking burned out, man. This shit's garbage.
Yeah,
and
these
they
people
don't
are
pay me
awful."
enough. And you know, if I can take an easy job doing that, why not?" And she's like, "No, well, you love it. You know, you love it.
This is the only thing you've ever been good at.
Yeah." So there's kind of a little the seeds of that are there, but it's also the seeds of him sticking around and just saying, "Ah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll be a insurance lawyer. What the hell?"
Well, he's also just had the best / worst, week of his life, probably.
Yeah.
I think
I
he
mean,
probably
unless,
still
unless
has
he
an
gets up to this
adrenaline
shit all
boner.
the time, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it kind of it doesn't end as well as we would hope it would end.
No. It should have just freeze frame.
Man,
Yeah.
we
And we
talked
could
about
make
this
up
for
our
a
own.
long time.
Yeah.
And there's shit we left out.
Yeah.
There's also a part where like cops come out and threaten Peter Weller like warrior style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
really strange.
there's a scene where like 8 cops just circle around him in this little courtyard, tapping their nightsticks and mullet dudes like looks like he would be within eye shot of Peter Weller. Just like look at all this, and then all of a sudden they're just like and they all leave because they don't fuck with him. But they're just like, yeah, we could.
Yeah, just know at any time we could dance around you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's rate it.
All right.
I'll go.
All
yeah.
right.
I'm gonna give it 4 jocks. It's such a weird thing to rate because most of it is just a normal ass movie, but there are 3 incredibly insane stunt sequences, and each of those gets their own jocks. And then I give the rest of the movie a jocks because there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, like you were saying, like the process of people doing their jobs doesn't make any sense. Like none of it seems relatable to any actual professions on the planet. And I also don't like that Sam Elliott is he's not a character. He's a force of nature in this movie. He's almost like Peter Weller's alter ego who shows up and just enables Peter Weller to do the worst possible things.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like Sam Elliott has 0 arc in this. He has no character, no development of any kind. He's just there. He's just buddy guy to Peter Weller. That's it.
Yeah, there's like one scene where he ends up talking with the bad guy in the locker room.
Yeah.
But that doesn't even really amount to anything.
No. So
I just realized you could almost make a Tyler Durden argument for this.
you kind of could, yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's never any point where both of them interact with somebody at the same time.
Not really.
Other than him somehow saving himself when he's about to get Russian rouletted to death, but you know what I mean? Like, that's about the only point where it's like...
But there's no witnesses to what happened in that room. It's just what we saw.
I know. I'm just saying, like, there almost could be an argument that there are not two characters.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm sure there's some blog fan theory about this movie somewhere. But anyway.
Sure there is.
But yeah, Four Jocks. It's not what I expected it to be at all.
No.
But you should watch it. It as people were describing it to us when we announced that we were going to watch it, they were saying, "Man, that's an uneven movie." That's definitely true. But the fun parts are real fun. So
I can echo the Four Jocks. Yeah, I almost completely love this. It's just there's little things about it that I don't like. If there's anything I don't like about a movie, it's that, like, when I can look at it and go, like, you could cut that completely out and it wouldn't make any difference. There is no reason for him to have a current girlfriend and all that bullshit. There's literally no reason. Like, the old district attorney could show up and that plot line still work. And there's no reason for the new girlfriend, fake pregnancy, any of that
conflict.
bullshit.
You know, they don't even discuss the fact that they're on opposite sides of the same case.
Right.
That's the real conflict that
Yeah.
they should be playing off there. But
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, you can cut that entire storyline and it wouldn't make a lick of difference. In fact, it would kind of make Peter Weller... I mean, she being terrible helps you forgive anything he may do, such as cheating on her.
But he's pretty much a shitheel.
Yeah, he kind of is too. But I mean, it's like it would just like help you go like, all right, Peter Weller's better because he didn't have to have that awkward reaction to what he thought was a real pregnancy and continually not tell his girlfriend and blah blah blah. You know, it's like there's no reason for that stuff to be in this movie. But otherwise, stunt wise, even like the lawyering shit would be fun in a weird sort of way. Because it's funny to me because it's so much of that, like, everything comes out of somebody's mouth. One of them is doing objection, because like he gets really impassionate about the cop who supposedly witnessed anything and didn't see shit, and like is basically yelling at the guy, and the judge should have been like, whoa, simmer, but no, because it's a movie and drama.
Yeah, I think I wanted to go 5, but I just don't think I can get there. So I think 4 is the right rating, just on the strength of those action scenes, and just being such this bizarre combination of, like, all right, you got all the lawyery stuff, you've got all the crazy cop stuff, and then you've even got like the rom-com, cheating on the girlfriend, all that sort of stuff going on too.
Yeah,
and
it's multiple genres.
Yeah, and Peter Weller's just a lot of fun in this, which I didn't feel like I would be saying because I'm not really, I think I said before, RoboCop's his best role because it's so fucking wooden to be. He gets to act like a robot, and this one he actually has some depth and he's fun. And Sam Elliott doesn't have a ton to do, but I enjoy Sam Elliott doing his Sam Elliott thing anyway, and just being kind of like, not going to the point of saying I'm too old for this shit, but basically acting like that the whole time.
Yeah,
while still beating people's asses.
And the funny thing is he was not very old at this point
I know,
in time.
but
He just looks like
30
it,
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looked old for 40 years.
Yeah, but this is a lot of fun. This is one of those movies that should be more popular than it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little bit like... This is weird because I really like it, but I fear that it's not going to stick with me very well. And like before you go, yeah, and you don't remember anything anyway.
Have we ever said that?
He wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember.
He wouldn't remember.
Text me.
Okay.
Duh. But like, Sam Elliott is great because I don't remember a time seeing Sam Elliott not be great. Peter Weller is doing his best Jeff Goldblum, which is great. The action scenes are surprisingly good. The lawyering stuff is surprisingly good, but it still feels like there's a whole lot of the movie that is just kind of dull, I guess. It's really weird for me to kind of put this one all together and package it up with a rating.
But we're asking you to.
I know, it's my job. So I think I have to give it a 3.
maybe I don't feel like it's overall as strong as you guys do, but it's still pretty good, and it's worth watching for Peter Weller brings to it, which is some personality, and obviously for the fucking roller coaster and the tricycle, or not tricycle. Is it tricycle when it's a motorcycle?
It's just trike. I think.
Yeah, the trike chase. And Mullet Guy is overacting every chance he gets, which is pretty nice. So watch it for that. But it may not be fantastic. I'm just saying, it's pretty good. It's 3 jocks. It's a strong endorsement.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got to say about it.
All right. Well, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a breakdown from Shakedown.
There it is. He got it there.
Longest first half ever.
Well, we had to take a rap break.
That's true. And then we were fucking with the OBS for a little bit.
Yeah, we fucking.
Anyway, let's just get right to it, right? So, we finish this shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who has?
I'm attacked.
Who has what again?
I have some shit I will drop. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm not gonna re-talk about Last Jedi until you see it. I guess
that's what. Okay.
And then, and like I said, I don't have much to say about it anyway.
Okay.
I did see Shape of Water, and I could talk very briefly about rewatching the Trek trilogy. Seriously, quickly.
Okay.
I've got Coco, and that's pretty much all I'll talk
And then we
about.
have
Since
one. There was a voicemail. It's not a voicemail, right?
Email.
Okay. All right, let's do this. All right, welcome back.
Hey.
Second half.
Second half.
Podcast.
All right, so we got some. Well, I'm going to let you go first because you have a movie that nobody has talked about or watched
Or
in this
seen,
room.
yeah.
BJ
This is a
exclusive.
fucking rarity. A couple weeks ago, I watched. Is it a Pixar?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Pixar. Pixar film Coco, which is about Coco.
Great. Okay.
Moving on. No,
I like
it's-
cocaine.
Yeah, not Coca. Coco.
Lightning.
Yes, sí. No, it's about Dia de los Muertos.
Hail, you just say.
Dia de los Muertos. El Dia de El Dedo.
It's Muertos.
Day of the Dead, if you recall. It's set in Mexico, and it's about I have to think about how to really talk about it without giving too much away, but a kid who wants to play music, but he grows up in a family that has banned music because of somebody way down the line of ancestry, like
Was killed by music.
yes. No,
Roving gang of music.
somebody's husband way down the line left to pursue a music career, and so they banned music from ever being played in the house again. Yada yada yada.
Okay.
And that carried down the line from several generations until this kid decides that he wants to be a musician.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a competition in the plaza of this little Mexican town on Dia de los Muertos, and shenanigans ensue. But it's really a very heartwarming and very funny tale about remembering your loved ones and keeping their memory alive in your own heart. It's really gorgeously animated. The music is fan-fucking-tastic. And the story is really nice. It's fucking wonderful. I cried my eyes out, and I laughed a whole bunch.
Did you hurl?
I did not. No. I got through many of the emotions except for vomiting, because it was not a vomitous picture. But it's really sweet, and they really do a fantastic job of nailing the look and the feel and the traditions and everything behind Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos. Being real stumbly with my words lately, sorry. But they also do a good job of capturing Mexican culture. So it's not like... Sometimes you go into those things and you're like, oh, well, it's going to be a bunch of fucking white people's version of this. And, you know, it'll be all sorts of, like, bad stereotypes and everything, but all of it is handled really deftly and really nicely. It's and again, the music is just fucking killer. There are a couple songs that I just have thought about so many times since I watched that movie. One of them is called "Remember Me." And you can look that up on, I think, the Disney Vivo.
That was the
YouTube
Oscar
channel.
one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one is you can find that online easily, and Un Poco Loco is another one that is really good. There's also a little risque sort of song that is, I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's like Everybody Loves Juanita or something like that.
Risque.
Yeah, but it is that song in the context of, like, by itself is kind of ribald and lightly inappropriate, but in the context of the movie, it's actually really sweet. I like it a lot. But Coco, you should watch it if you like movies.
I like movies.
Man, that is a hell of a tailored recommendation.
Right.
I would watch that.
I'm tailoring it to everyone who likes movies.
Pretty good.
No, I don't know it. I know it won for Remember Me, which gave that one guy the EGOT, right? The EGOT.
I think that made him a double EGOT.
Who?
The guy that's the youngest EGOT winner that wrote, I think, the song, or
I don't know.
Anyhow.
I mean, you're not talking about Lin-Manuel Miranda. He didn't
No.
do Coco, but
No,
I know
did not.
if
he's
he,
not
if
an
he,
EGOT winner though.
Well, he would have been if he'd won for Moana.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But the other guy, the guy who won for Remember Me, I think.
Oh, okay. I honestly don't know who did the music for this or whatever.
I forgot what I was going to say anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh, did it win anything else?
I think it won the best animated
Did
picture.
it win at Best Animated? Good, because it fucking deserves it. It's really good.
I'm sure it was up against like Boss Baby.
It was. And that John Cena movie about the bull.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
watch
well-
Coco. It's really good.
A weirdly weak year. Mm-hmm. Like as far as the other. Well, I mean, no, it won. Luckily, the right one won.
I'm going to say a year with Coco in it is a strong year, because it is really good.
Well, it's good to see because I mean, I felt like Pixar movies had become the weaker of them. Like Disney Prime movies were coming back to being the good ones, and the Pixar movies were like, oh, they're doing another Cars. Oh, they're doing another Monsters Inc. It became they became the sequel machine. It was like, yeah, for the most part, I was like, I don't care about these. Like, I mean, for a while, it's been like I just don't even care about watching Pixar movies.
Yeah, I dropped off.
Yeah.
Pretty hard.
Yeah, and I didn't even really hear much about this movie until maybe a week before we watched it. I started, hearing a couple things like it because it was coming out on digital release.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was weird, and I'm glad it, or at least I hope it's getting some Oscar buzz because it's a movie that should be watched.
Yeah. Cool. Well, speaking of Oscars, that's the best segue I can do. I decided to watch this year's Best Picture winner, The Shape of Water.
Fishfucker.
Yeah, Grinding Nemo, as everyone on the internet has said. Okay, so first off, I like the movie, so just let me say that first, and then let me say
All the things you hated about it?
no. I mean, I'm okay with it winning Best Picture because I mean, Baby Driver was not going to; it wasn't even nominated. So I mean, like to me, that was easily the Best Picture of the last several years, in my opinion. And I feel like Shape of Water is really strong. It's just I honestly can't really get into my gripes without it being super spoilery. I will just say that there is a plot revelation somewhat late in the movie that I feel comes too early, and certain clues or keys as to what may happen are a little too obvious that it gives you too much time for your mind to wander like, okay, I know this is obviously going to play into the ending kind of thing, and then you just like you're left with just enough time to wonder about what's going to happen that I feel like it muddles the ending a little bit. That's probably like my one complaint about the movie though. Like I just feel like there's something slightly broken about the pacing, about when something is revealed to how much time is still left in the movie. It's like you've just given me a little too much time to think about this ending, and I don't want to be ahead of a movie. I like to just have them happen, but a couple of clues were just a little too obvious that it was like I had it nailed down to like, is this going to go one of two ways, kind of thing by the ending, and it was like I don't like to do that, but it's just coming at me a little too hard with it. Now, positives, I will say, like it's a fascinating look at loneliness. Basically, is its primary theme, and it's a little interesting to me, especially in a year. I mean, I guess technically it's with last year, but modern movies, it seems like we keep doing this thing where you can't have a wholly evil person per se. Like, I mean, the villain in this movie is like 99.9% evil, but they do this little thing where it's like, yeah, but he's just lonely and misunderstood too, kind of thing. And it's like, I'm kind of okay with, like a person just being wholly evil. Fuck, hold on.
Please don't die.
I didn't cough on you. I turned.
I know.
Keep it in your throat, man.
Ah!
Ah, ah,
Yeah, I'm fine with like bad people being 100% bad in a movie. Like, I mean, I understand. I've said it before. Like, in comic book villains, it's interesting to give some hint of good understanding to a villain. In a movie like this, it was like, just make the guy evil. Don't try to make me feel any sympathy, because it didn't really work. I'll say that. But it's interesting. It's time and location in so much that you're presented with characters who would otherwise be regarded as second-class citizenry, and then you have this like G.I. Joe American dude who's your bad guy that's like supposed to be this personification of all things about the American way, but even he's unhappy and all this stuff. And it's like they do this stuff to like try to strip away the demonification of this dude, and it feels like it kind of undermines, because it's like, dude, you've got what it feels like you seem like you want, and anything that you're saying like, oh, I'm not happy, it's like it's for shitty reasons. Like the one thing where it's like they feel like they have this sort of like B plot line where it's like you're maybe supposed to feel a little sorry for him, and it's like, no, that's for a real shitty reason. Like it's so I don't know. It's just, I feel like some of the themes are slightly muddied because of that.
I think it works all right, actually, because of something you said, how it's basically a very un-American movie.
It is one of the most un-American movies I've ever seen.
It was very much saying like, the American dream is kind of fucked, and that plays into it because he's the guy who has the American dream, and it's still fucked for him, and that it's very, very easy to lose it, especially considering one of the speech that is given to him at one point that pretty much motivates him through the entire end of the second and third act.
I feel like it's a really strong movie. I have issues that I might resolve themselves with another rewatch. It just felt like certain plot lines became less solidified by introducing doubt in your villain, and also, like I said, I feel like giving me a magical clue or whatever towards the end, like, you gave me too much time to think about it, that you couldn't deliver, like, what my brain started building up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And like you described, we're probably at some point going to have to talk our parents out of seeing it.
Oh, yeah, that's already happened.
Yeah.
Like, next day, it was like, worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I can hear that coming from my parents. Be like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen, because... Sorry.
Oh yeah, it is not. It's that
movies like that make me realize like why there are certain people I just can't discuss movies with. Like people at work or people like my parents, where it's like they don't want to discuss allegory. They don't want to discuss, okay, this is why this was done this way. This is why this was filmed this way. This is, why all of this stuff exists, why this character is this way. They just want, I want you to tell me a story and I want it to be over at the end and I don't want to think about it too much.
Right.
It's kind of like where that my whole phrase parents movie came from.
Yep.
Where it's like, I just want a movie that's going to entertain me for 2 hours and everything kind of resolves itself by the end and there's nothing that makes me feel too uncomfortable. And this movie is all about making you feel uncomfortable about so many damn things.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's one of those things I feel like the Best Picture Oscar is actually now going to work against its favor. Like, this will be the movie that is joked about by people who, like, you should have just given it to Dunkirk, where people would be like, yeah, war movie, fine. Like, literally, that's the kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying that's not to put down Dunkirk, but it's just like, that's a movie that's like, it is what it is on its surface.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much going on deeper. I mean, there's themes of war, blah, blah, blah. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, people watch that and be like, you can at least take away that it was a war movie. This is like, you have to think about that maybe it's more than what it appears on the surface. No puns intended.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Unrelated, I also went through a mini retrek. I watched the recent Star Trek trilogy over again.
In beautiful 4K.
I sure did. That's what kind of I was browsing through iTunes. I was like, I really want to watch something pretty in 4K, and I was like, yeah, it's been long enough. I should rewatch these Star Trek movies. If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, that is not like a social plug because I don't give a shit about followers on there. I'm saying if you just want to read more what I wrote about them, because I'm going to be kind of brief. I think I love the 2009 original reboot even more over time. Especially when I've seen so many mediocre reboots. I think that is a near perfect movie. It was a 5-star movie for me on Letterboxd, and I don't even feel like I'm being silly. I just fucking love that movie. There's the most minor of issues I might have with that movie, but I love it beginning to end. Into Darkness was one of those, like, I had talked myself out of liking that over time, like thinking about it, and there is still one gigantic plot hole in that movie. One. And if you're someone that you can't just like go, well, plot hole, fine, let's move past it, it will ruin the movie forever, 100%. I like this movie so much more in rewatching it. I just was like, I know this plot hole's coming. Yep, there it is. Fine, let's move past it, and it's fine. Yeah. I like it. It's still my least favorite of the trilogy because it's the only one that's a pure retread.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Boom, baby.
Get out.
Sitting there killing me. But it's the only one that's a retread. Like, it's a alternate take on. God damn it!
You want to take a minute?
Yeah.
Get yourself a
Get
drink.
yourself right.
Some hot dog.
Just 2 seconds.
Ha ha.
Just grab a beverage. Gargle it.
Hey, gargle it, huh? Am I right?
Frank Gargle it. He's a good accountant. You can trust him.
Yeah.
Frank Gargle it. Gargle it. He'll keep your books nice and straight. The man with a name like Garglet, you know you can trust him.
Sorry, John. Sorry for fucking up the end.
No, it's all right.
Blame nature. It's the happening.
What? No.
So, still like Into Darkness better than I ever did. Like, it's unfortunate that's an alternate take to Wrath of God.
Does it still feel like the whole reveal is for the audience only and that the characters in it shouldn't give a shit?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was my major problem. Like, I didn't even mind the plot holes that happened. It was just like, it all builds up to the come on, we can fucking spoil it at this point. It all builds up to the point where he's like, I'm Khan.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
They should
nobody
be like-
knows who the fuck Khan
Yeah.
is. That's
Yeah.
like if I just walked in and I'm like, I'm Terry. And you guys would be like,
Hey, Terry, nice to meet you.
Terry? And then you called future Spock and be like, who's Terry?
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, you
Oh.
don't want to know about Terry.
You know Terry?
Don't fuck with Terry.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how that whole part feels for me. Is
little
it's one of
bit,
those
yeah.
things that just like
It's for us, and
there
we
are
already knew it.
ways to
Yeah.
but there are ways to shape it so that that works, and they just didn't do
Yeah.
any of that.
Absolutely. It's 100% for fans. And I mean, that's why I feel like the first one's better, because it's a fresh start. There are references to old shit peppered throughout. However, they don't mean anything. It's literally Easter eggy and not plot wise.
Yeah.
Whereas, the reveal of I'm Khan means fuck all if you don't know anything about Star Trek. Like if you just started in 2009, you'd be like, I've heard of it. Is it Wrath of Khan? Is
Cool.
that the guy,
Is it-
the
are
guy from
you
that?
guy?
Yeah. But yeah, it's still fine. I mean, it's my de facto least of the series, but it's still a fine and fun movie. And yeah, I still fucking love Beyond. I have absolutely no idea what the fuck is wrong with people that don't like Star Trek Beyond. I mean, I get it if you're 100% out for the reboots, like I don't like the cast, or how dare you recast these characters, not do a new thing. If you're out for the reboots, you're out for the reboots. But for people that were in for 1 and 2 and then saw Beyond and were like, fuck this, I have no idea what's wrong with you. I seriously don't.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that everyone was like, oh, that scene. I'm like, yeah, that scene. Fuck yeah, that scene.
Yes.
That scene is the best thing in the entire goddamn trilogy.
Yeah.
That scene is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And fuck you for not understanding it.
Yeah.
Because, like, it doesn't come out of the blue.
No.
It's peppered throughout the entire series, the trilogy. Like, it's there. Like, it's been, like, foretold that it was going to happen at some point. I fucking love 3. I love Beyond. I mean, like, the only thing about 3 that I can say bad is it's not the first one. Like, I mean, it doesn't quite have the heart of the first one. And it's 100% an action movie, and it's weird because all those Star Trek movies were supposed to be action movies. You know, like, nobody wants to watch them, like, dick around and scan space like you do on a TV show.
I was going to say that's what the
You know,
TV show's for.
I mean, like, that's the movies were always big and big and bombastic, and except for Insurrection, which was fucking boring because it's like
It was an episode.
It's a 2-hour episode.
Yeah. It's like, hey, what if we hang out with these people and then there's a fountain of youth? I don't know.
So I mean, right from the get go, like that's what you are expecting from a Star Trek movie. But there's still Star Trekness in there. There's still like, we don't want to resort to violence, but we're still human. So it's in our capacity that if you're fucking up, we will take you down. However, that's not our first course of action. And that's what I fucking love about Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because I don't care how advanced we get. I still like the fact that at the end of the day, if there's some injustice going on in the universe, we'll be like, we're fucking human and we will fuck you up. Like, it's in our capacity to kick your fucking ass.
That's right.
But we don't want to. I want us to move past it where it's not our go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love Beyond. I love Beyond, and Jayla's fucking great. I
Yeah.
love that character so much.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said in my Letterboxd review, it's the only part I'll steal and basically retread is like, I hope if they end up getting everybody together and making another one, they don't Carol Marcus her, just like,
Right.
because Carol Marcus was like, hey, I'm coming with you. Where'd she go?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
died on the way to her home planet.
yeah, I mean, because like if Jayla's not back in the next one, I'm going to be sad. I will have a sad.
Yeah.
Especially, now that we won't have a Chekhov, because they did right by him. Like, Chekhov's kind of a late character, kind of throwaway, gets the haha, you have funny voice thing in the movies. He never really had like a big thing going on in the show, and it's like, to make him as cool as they did in the movies, I thought was neat. Like, everybody gets a time to shine in those movies. That's what's interesting about it. Anyway, I fucking love him, so.
Fucking love him.
Fuck them haters.
Yeah.
So you got anything, Chuck?
No.
Nah.
I'll wait till next week.
Me neither. We got an email though.
Hit us with an email.
Yeah. I will.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Take us an email.
Yeah. This one is from longtime listener Jens.
Oh, I know Jens.
Yeah.
Oh,
hi,
Jens.
Jens.
Frequent,
Hello.
Discord
Jensathan.
Discord chatter Jens. And this one's titled A Shameless Plug. It says, hello, BMFcast. I know you're used to getting audio files from me, usually pimping some So Bad It's Good movie featuring the musical stylings of BMFcast alum Jerry Goldsmith.
Hey.
But today I'm writing to let you know that that's changing. Instead, I got some friends together to help me take these movies on and give them the recognition they deserve. In each case, we're reviewing and assigning separate ratings for both the film and the score and determining whether they deserve each other. We're trying to make this accessible for general movie fans and not just soundtrack enthusiasts. There's plenty of BMFcast-worthy material in the Goldsmith canon. Man, Goldsmith canon is a good sounding phrase, even though that's not the name of the podcast. But,
Should be.
but yeah, there's plenty of BMFcast-worthy material in the Goldsmith canon, and I thought that my fellow BMFcast listeners might appreciate it too. I want to thank you in advance for reading this on air, and at least you can now rest assured that I'll stop trying to push the swarm or the challenge on you guys on the Discord. I call dibs on those. Peace, love, and all that jazz. Jens. And the name of the podcast is The Goldsmith Odyssey. And he says, P.S. The pilot episode that's out right now is more foundational, focusing on early live TV and radio. But this time the BMFcast, but by the time the BMFcast gets published, our first regular episode will be out. And then, side note completely, he says, PPS, I was initially against y'all wasting your time with Torchwood, but I enjoyed your rage so much, now I'm dying for more Torchwood discussion. Go figure. So thank you for the plug for Doctor Who You.
Yeah.
On our Patreon. Fun show. But yes, check it out. Jens has a podcast now called The Goldsmith Odyssey.
Yeah.
I have listened to the first 2 episodes.
Oh. We should probably put a link in the
They're
show
good.
notes.
I will.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Fine.
Don't think we won't.
No, I will.
Step
honestly. Jeez. Yeah.
I would just like to point out that I pitched to him the title of Goldsmith, Jerry Goldsmith. But
I'm okay with that. No, I'm okay with
I mean,
that.
I'm not booing your suggestion. I'm booing that he didn't go with your suggestion.
it's fine. I think they already came up with the title.
Boo this man.
I literally asked him what the title of the podcast was. He told me, and then I proceeded to pitch him other titles of the podcast. That's what I do.
Yeah, but they are going chronologically through that. So
Sure. Yeah.
there's already episodes like Alien where I'm like, I want to be on whenever you do the episode for Alien, which will be in like 2021 or something,
Yeah, we'll all
because
be
Jerry
dead by then, don't
Goldsmith
worry.
scored like 3 billion movies.
He did. He worked.
Yeah.
Did he
So-
do all the Planets of the Apes?
I could not tell you.
I don't.
I think it wasn't that him, right? That's, I mean, at least the first one, right? I mean, I think he's in the live chat.
I'm sure
Oh,
Jens-
shit. The
We ain't got no live
stream's
chat.
all fucking up, so he probably isn't hearing this right now.
Oh, well. He'll hear it.
Maybe these questions will be answered on his podcast.
Maybe. I believe that's a Jerry Goldsmith thing. I just don't know if he did the whole
always
thing.
do IMDb to truly find out.
Typing and research.
Typing and research.
Yeah. But yeah,
Alright.
check it out. Jens, loyal listener
And patron. Yeah,
And friend.
and patron.
And friend. Well, I mean,
We have had meals with
We've
him.
broken bread.
We have been in a room where he ate food at a ridiculously high rate of speed, and we
so fast that it literally broke time and space. We went back in time. That's how fast he ate.
yeah.
I told him he ate like a prisoner who's been starved for a week.
Yes.
Or like somebody
did
from a
not-
large family.
He did not deny this.
Yeah.
It's impressive is what we're saying. But anyway, I was trying to segue into our end of the show sort of
course.
bits, but I was derailed as usual.
Sorry, not sorry.
I know. You will not be sorry if you donate to our Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/BMFcast. It is a way to support what we do, and we appreciate each and every one of you from $1 all the way on up to however many the maximum number of dollars that people donate is.
There is no limit.
There is no limit, but there's
If
a
you want
maximum
to
number.
roll up,
Macho Man.
If
The
you
sky's
want-
the limit.
if you want to roll up with a briefcase full of hundreds and post bail
Please
to
do.
our Patreon,
But make it
we
a
will-
larger
we will-
suitcase. If
we
you
will not turn you down.
if you want to be
we won't-
extremely-
we
I'll
won't
take a
turn
suitcase
down-
of bills.
Okay.
We won't turn down a briefcase
That's-
full of
I-
bills
I
or
would
an
not,
attaché
no,
case,
no.
but
A cachet.
yes, a cachet. But God, derailed. But yeah, throw a little money at us, patreon.com/BMFcast. If you just want to get in touch with us, send us an email like Jens, you can email us, bmf@bmfcast.com. Go to the website, which is bmfcast.com, or you can give us a call on the Garfield phone, 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. Get in touch with us. We'd like to hear from you. Tell us what's up in your movie-related world, or in your truck driving across America world.
Sure would like to know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We haven't heard from any truckers in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm slightly worried.
Tell us about your train rides with
Fiber One bars.
with Fiber One bars.
That story I'm especially worried about.
That guy never wrote back again.
R.I.P. in peace.
He shit himself into space.
Shit your space.
Yes. Shit your space.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
Yeah, let's do.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. See you guys next time. We love you.
So sorry about the stream. I'm going to fix it, hopefully.
We'll test it this weekend.
I'm going to nuke the OBS from orbit.
Yeah.
Only way to be sure.
Reinstall it entirely.
No, just the profile and the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to recreate this because
Because even
No Quarters
Windows
is
is just
fine.
like, OBS is fucked.
No Quarters is 100% fine. Like, never drops a frame, and we're running at like 3 times as much bit rate.
I think it involves the logo.
What?
Logo.
The logo itself. Because the No Quarters logo is very simple. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to deal with a lot of compression, whereas the BMFcast logo is a lot more
What
involved.
logo are we referring to? Like on the lower thirds?
Yeah.
The hell does that have to do with anything? We're whole
'Cause if-
people.
Yeah, but if OBS has to deal with compression and that sort of stuff on it, it just could be, that's part of what I assume it is, but because that seems to be the main difference in the two streams is that logo.
Maybe it thinks there's so much information on the screen. It just is just like, there's no way you're going to give us enough bandwidth. to
Right, so you're
process
saying
this.
like the BMFcast logo is or much higher res than the No Quarters logo in the lower third graphic?
Yes.
There's more detail on it.
Well, there's more detail, but size-wise, aren't they about the same? And they're you designed them both for like 1080p, right?
Yeah. But I mean, scaling down, who knows?
I don't know.
It depends on how the artwork's placed in. If the artwork's built to size, then
I don't.
if
think it
if
works
I
like
gave you
that.
the whole giant high res one and we just scaled it down, then that could be an issue.
I
That's just my theory on it.
I just feel like we're pumping 1920 by 1080 on both. It doesn't really care what's inside of it. It's just pixels to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
that means
I don't know how OBS works,
stream-wise,
but like,
I mean-
if you're able to scale it back up and it's still retaining all that resolution in there, that's my concern.
Yeah.
But if it basically, if you scale it down and it says, okay, we threw away all that extra information and it's, whatever this screen resolution is, then it shouldn't be an issue. But if it's actually a graphic that can be scaled back up and it's retaining all the size information, then that could be what's causing it to have so many issues.
Well,
Because it sounds like an OBS thing rather than a YouTube or anything else thing.
what we can do this weekend is just start the live stream. Start it like we normally would. See what it does. If it starts fucking up again, drop out the graphic.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I can turn off the graphics like quick, and that's easy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I said, I don't think it works that way in video terms. I think it's you have a palette and it really doesn't care what's in it. Like it's just there's this many pixels in there, and I don't
Yeah,
really
but
give a shit
OBS
what's
is
in it.
also drawing a lot of information.
Well, I mean, like I said, I could
And,
see like if the CPU cycles went up, like the CPU going, I have to convert this into the signal, like, and I am getting that message, but it's just so weird how literally 1/3 the amount of bit rate I have this one set on, and we're still dropping out all the time.
Well, maybe we just next, like when you guys are testing it, just copy that No Quarters profile and replace the graphics and see what happens.
I can do that. I can copy the profile and the scenes, really. I mean, and just change the graphics around. But.
Yeah. Good idea.
Talking tech, behind the scenes, making the sausage. Do you already have a bumper thing ready to go? Okay.
These headphones are too good for...
You hear our flaws?
I hear literally everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
I should get some of those.
No, don't.
I don't know how you hear anything on those. I like those headphones for music. I might as well not even be wearing headphones when I listen to. I was doing the Let's Plays. It's literally like I'm just listening to the room audio. I know I'm spoiled with the noise canceling thing, but like those are so low and so open that I like having the Sennheisers. Those I might as well not even have headphones on.
They're not great, but I also don't know any better. So it's not like I'm just like, oh my god, these are amazing. Now those are now trash. It's like this is all I've ever had since I've been here. So.
I know. I mean,
never heard
like I said, I think at one point during the Let's Plays I took them off and it was like I hear the same thing.
Yeah.
one of these days we should probably get a headphone mixer, like amp or whatever.
Headphone amp.
Well, like, you know, we can, instead of having this weird octopus thing down here of cables coming out and splitting and all this shit, we just have a thing up here and everyone has their own level for their headphones. Because right now we're just like, everyone's on the same level, so all the headphones are different.
The devil's level.
You know.
Devil's levels.
Devil's levels.
That should be a new millennial horror movie about podcasters. The devil gets into their levels.
Well, that was the Share Zones Kickstarter game.
Oh.
The Devil's Level, which was one of the funniest videos because it was just so earnest, but it was also so fucking stupid. But they kept like down, like you know, pitching down the voice, so they'd be like, "You can play this dice game called the Devil's Level." And then we come
I agree with the idea about the headphone amp thing. That would probably be a good.
Yeah, because like that way can everyone like, oh, turn me up. Okay. Just yours up. Just you is up.
I realize I think I may be way loud on my. Am I super loud on my? No.
No, Chuck. I mean, if anyone's Chuck's the loudest, and I don't understand. I don't know if you're just deep throating the mic, but like your levels are turned
my
up.
track. This something about this mic is hot because
Well, maybe
I'm
we
always
should...
loud, and then when you sat over here for the Let's Plays, you were louder than the rest of us.
Okay. You know what? We have Patreon money thanks to the fine folks out here. Let's match your tube amp to the same kind and get as a headphone amp, and maybe at least me a new arm because this thing fucking sucks.
But you fucking get yourself a new arm. You've been talking about it for 6 months.
That's you. Yeah.
It is. It's me.